Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Criswell Automotive Field as your Bethesda Big Train losses to down the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts with some dazzling pitching that will look to get hot here in Gaithersburg. Alongside Eliav Brooks Rubin with Gibson Hurt on the buttons and knobs, I'm Jackson Corcoran. Eliav, you had the best view in the park of the work of the Big Train arms last night. How did it look?
Yeah, the arms completely flipped a switch yesterday. First two games allowed 22 runs and gave 31 free passes. Yesterday, just 1 run, 6 walks, 5 hits allowed. All 4 arms that pitched yesterday were electric.
We've got an intriguing arm going today for Bethesda. It's Russell Peterson. We'll talk about him more. In the bottom of the first is the first pitch from Cole Williams is upstairs to Big Train leadoff hitter Alex Peltier.
Yeah, Peltier in his second game this season went 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts yesterday.
Arrived a bit late due to his East Carolina Pirates being in the NCAA postseason. He takes ball 2 here. We'll get you the Big Train starting lineup in just a moment. The 2-1 is zipped by Peltier. Strike 1.
And Cole Williams for Gaithersburg, a sophomore from Salisbury University, started 8 games for them, 6-2, the 3.69 ERA.
Pitch from Williams, pops out of his hand and hits the shoulder of Peltier. Leadoff batter is on for Bethesda. And it'll bring up Brennan Wright. The starting lineup for your Bethesda Big Train looks like this. It's Alex Peltier, Brennan Wright, John Martinez, Logan Panett, Matthew Wesley, Josh Skoronski, Parker Corbin, Dylan Murphy, Brett Ott, and then Russell Peterson will toe the rubber. Wright squares and gets down a bunt down the third base side. Barehanded by Williams. The throw is a good one. And it'll move Peltier over to second base. Good sack bunt by Wright, but a very nice play by Williams.
Yeah, Big Train squared around a bunt half a dozen times yesterday. Was never able to get one down successfully. This time Brennan Wright gets one down. The first pitch he sees, in Big Train, a runner in scoring position already.
But the utility infielder, who's on his way to South Alabama, probably has the best bat-to-ball skills of anyone on this roster. Runner takes off from second. The throw down, not in time. Peltier swipes third, and with 1 out and John Martinez up, there's a runner at third base.
Big Train continuing what we saw yesterday, which was creating havoc on the base paths. Stole a handful of bags, forced a throwing error from the catcher yesterday, scored 2 unearned runs because of their base running magic.
Swung on and fouled back. Martinez evens up the count at 1-1. Logan Panett stands on deck. He's had a solid start to his season.
Yeah, grand slam, game-tying grand slam on opening night, and then a 2-hit day on Thursday.
Pitch from Williams is fouled off in the air down the right field line.
Martinez just a little late on a couple of fastballs from Williams. See if he can catch up to one. Just has to put it in play. Infield's back. Anything on the ground or in the air to the outfield should score a run.
Got to do a job here, get this runner home. He takes a ball just off the plate. Good eye from Martinez, and the count's all square at 2. Chamber of Commerce type day here in Gaithersburg. 80 degrees and sunny. That's cracked into center field. That's going to push back Brown. He's tracking it down on the track, but tagging up and scoring is Peltier. It's a 1-0 lead for your Big Train.
Yeah, good job. We talked about doing a job. There's John Martinez. Hit it hard. All the way to the warning track. Wasn't enough to get down, but scores a run. And Big Train, who were first 12 batters for Big Train, retired yesterday on the board here in the first.
Yeah, through the first 3 games of this season, as chopped toward short, it'll be fielded there by Marino. The throw is in time. The Big Train go hitless in this inning, as they have in most of the first innings throughout this season. But they do get a run across. They lead 1-0 as the Giants will take their first swings when you return. The Gaithersburg Giants set to take their first swings of this afternoon ball game. Their lineup looks like this. Jaden Brown leads off and plays center. The third baseman, Danny Orr, bats second. Left fielder Brady Ruiz-Weiss is in the 3-hole. Cleanup hitter Magnus Krieger will serve as the designated hitter. Joey Nicholson's out in right. Bryce Rudisil is playing first and hitting sixth. Ethan McNally will do the catching and hit seventh. In the 8th spot, it's Mike Contigliano, the second baseman, and Aiden Marino, the shortstop who ended last inning, will hit ninth with Cole Williams on the mound.
The highlight in this lineup for the Giants is their leadoff hitter, Jaden Brown. So far this year, 5 for 8, a homer, a triple, 3 runs batted in, 3 runs scored, and a stolen base.
Yeah, he's had one of the best starts of any hitters in the Cal Ripken League so far. Still a very early point in the season. We're less than a 10th of the way through this 40-game campaign, but a good start for the Gaithersburg center fielder.
Brown homered yesterday, 2 for 4 day.
And the Whitman College product, Russell Peterson, will look to quiet him tonight. His first pitch is low and inside for a ball. The Portland, Oregon native had a very nice season for the Whitman Blues. He made a team-high 11 starts and was first team All-Northwest Conference, coming 5th in the conference in ERA. That is slugged to deep right field, going back onto this Skoronski, and he'll watch it hit off the wall. Rounding first and heading for second, Brown. He'll pull up there with a leadoff stand-up double.
That gives Brown 3 extra base hits in 3 games played here to start his Cal Ripken season. Swinging a really hot bat.
And in a lot of ballparks, including probably Shirley Povich Field, that ball is out. It's odd dimensions here at Criswell Automotive Field. It's 350 everywhere you look. Symmetric fencing. So it's 350 down the lines, 350 to dead center, very short, and then 350 to right as well. So very long to the lines, very short to center. Interesting way to set up this ballpark.
Yeah, you said it. That ball bounced, hit off the base of the wall. That probably landed about 340 feet. That's gone at Shirley Povich Field for sure.
Peterson gives up a line drive single through the left side from Danny Orr. Brown will have to stop at third base as Brett Ott comes up throwing. So it'll be runners at the corners for the 3-hole hitter, Ruiz-Weiss.
Yeah, tough start for Russell Peterson. He served up a couple of fastballs that have caught too much plate, and these Giants hitters, Giants second to last in the league in runs scored so far this season, but they are all over Peterson early.
Yeah, the Giants have started out 0-3. They've lost their first trio of games to Southern Maryland, Silver Spring, Tacoma, and last night 7-4 to the Crop Dusters. They're down 1-0 here, trying to even things back up. That breaking ball won't break enough, and it's ball 1 to Brady Ruiz-Weiss.
Only winless team in the Cal Ripken League already. Every team has picked up a win besides the Giants.
That's chopped towards the right side, moving over, and fielding it on the slide is right, but he goes to ground and can't get the ball out of his glove. Does well just to keep it on the infield, but can't retire Ruiz-Weiss. So an infield single drives in Jaden Brown and makes it first and second, still no outs.
After Big Train only allowed 5 hits all of yesterday, sprinkled across 9 innings, the first 3 hitters have all picked up hits for the Giants.
But there's something to say about Peterson pounding the zone so far, giving up some loud contact, but you'd rather see that than the control struggles that the Big Train displayed in the first 2.
Absolutely. Nothing worse than giving up free passes, and Big Train allowed 21 walks and 10 hit by pitches in the first 17 innings.
Peterson checks on the runner at second, delivers outside. Big Train are in their black road uniforms with gray pants, green piping along the belt line, and black high socks, while the Gaithersburg Giants are in light blue and dark blue uniforms. That's swung on and hit hard to left field. Going back on it is Ott. It's going to one-hop the wall. Extra bases for Magnus Krieger. Rounding third and scoring is Danny Orr. It is 2-1 Gaithersburg.
Yeah, just a nightmarish start for Peterson, whose fastball doesn't have a ton of life on it right now, and it's resulting in some pretty easy-to-hit meatballs for Gaithersburg early on. 4 straight loud hits, 3 of them exceptionally loud contact.
And the couple of breaking balls we've seen, he just hasn't been able to get it down in the zone, so hitters can really look for that fastball. Here's Joey Nicholson The Giants' right fielder, he's got runners at second and third, and he takes a breaking ball outside for ball one.
See if Peterson can just get that first out, break the ice here, start to stem the tide.
That pitch is low and away, and that's something that the Big Train pitchers also struggle with in opening games, is stemming the tide, especially against the Crop Dusters. The Big Train scored in more innings than the Crop Dusters in their loss 2 nights ago, but big innings of 3, 4, and 2 runs doomed them. That ground ball goes up the middle. Martinez Fields throws on the run, and pulled off the bag at first is Wesley. So a run's going to score, and everybody's safe.
Yeah, could not have asked for a worse start. 4 straight hits, now a throwing error from John Martinez. And the Gaithersburg offensive onslaught continues, still no outs.
Bryce Rudisil, the first baseman, hitting from the left-handed batter's box. They're checking on Nicholson at first base. He really hustled and might have stretched himself just a bit trying to tap that bag. But he looks just fine now. He's chatting it up with Matthew Wesley, the first baseman.
Rudisil, 854 OPS at Mount St. Mary's this past year.
That pitch is high to the lefty from Peterson.
9 doubles, 10 homers for Rudisil, 41 batted in.
3 runs across already in the inning. That pitch is low, ball 2. Peterson just looking to induce a ground ball, and turn 2, you let that run score and just try and get something out of this inning. That one's low, ball 3. First 5 have reached against Peterson, 4 hits and an error, trying not to add a walk to the mix. He'll avoid it for the time being right down Central Park with the fastball.
And already action in the Big Train bullpen.
That's something I really like out of manager Sal Colangelo. He is quick to get guys ready in the pen. That's grounded towards Brennan Wright. He fields on the high hop, throws to first. And again, Wesley comes off the bag. The throw drags him up the line. He can't hold first. And again, a throwing error will put Bryce Rudisil on, allow another run to score. And it's still no outs.
4 runs across. Now 2 guys reached via error. Big Train has got to settle down here. Just take it 1 pitch at a time. It's a long game, and it's already starting to get out of hand, but you cannot be the mentality. Mentality has to be 1 out at a time, 1 pitch at a time.
It's a tough inning because the Big Train have matched their error total from the first 3 games in the last 2 batters. Just 2 miscues in the first 3 games in total. It's the second best fielding percentage in the league so far, and then back-to-back errors. The first pitch was a breaking ball strike. The second is upstairs. Here's Ethan McNally. Rudisil's at first, Nicholson's at second. 4 runs already in. That pitch is fouled into the netting behind home plate. It's tight quarters behind home with some padding topped by chain link and then netting above that. It's a grass and dirt infield with the cutout extending from the home plate circle to the mound. Runner at second takes off. The throw down from Murphy is not in time. Nicholson steals third. Rudisil stays put at first.
Now it's the Giants taking advantage of some Train pitching and catching staff to create havoc on the bases.
That fastball's again fouled off by McNally. The Big Train defense is set up like this. Murphy's behind the plate, Wesley at first, Brennan Wright at second, Martinez at short, Panette playing third, and left right in the outfield. It's Ott, Peltier, and Skaronski. 2-2 pitch, check swing, held up and took a breaking ball outside. Count runs full.
That was a good pitch from Peterson, right on the border of being a strike.
Nearly got the swing from McNally. He'll go again and blows it by him at the top of the zone. First out of the inning comes via the K.
And And finally, Big Train able to stem the tide, at least temporarily. A good job by Peterson to battle back. Couple of errors. Seems like he's settled down. He's gotten some fieldable ground balls, and his defense hasn't backed him up. Now gets a punch out.
Fastball is high, but you're exactly right, Eliav. 3 straight outs, essentially, from Peterson's perspective. Got those ground balls, got the K here, and is now facing the bottom of the Gaithersburg lineup with runners at the corners. Mike Cantiliano. Breaking ball in there, strike 1. And after a rough couple of first pitches, he's spinning the breaking ball a lot better now, landing it for strikes a couple times in a row. Big lead at first, he'll stay put, and Cantiliano swings and misses.
Yeah, good pitch. He's now challenging upstairs above the zone on the last few hitters and has had success there. First couple batters, he's just left it right over belt high-ish, and now he's climbing the ladder and having success.
Breaking ball low, swung on and missed, and smothered at the plate by Murphy. Back-to-back strikeouts. Cantiliano loses his necklace. It flies out in front of home plate, and I don't think anybody's noticed it. It's still sitting out there as Aiden Marino steps on up.
Marino batting 9th, so Giants will bat around here in the first inning.
Peterson trying to make sure it's just 9. The first pitch to Marino is a called strike. Peterson comes set at the belt, kicks and fires. In there.
Marino out of Gardner Webb, a redshirt freshman. Started 6 games last year. Only had 6 at-bats, though. 2 hits, 2 walks, 3 runs scored.
The 0-2 from Peterson. Strike 3 called. Back-to-back punch-outs, but not before 3 Gaithersburg runs scored. The Giants looking to pick up their first win of the season, lead 4-1. Cole Williams has been spotted a 3-run lead as we enter the top of the second. Wesley, Skaronski, and Corbin due up for the Big Train, who trail after an ugly bottom of the first. Williams first hits Wesley back-to-back innings, where the Giants right-hander has hit the first batter.
That's a good sign for Big Train, and something Big Train has to be conscious of is not letting the score dictate the way they approach the game. Yesterday had a lot of success playing small ball, playing for 1 run at a time, able to score 2 in 1 inning, but doing a lot of singles, no extra base hits yesterday, singles, walks, stealing bases. They have to continue to do that despite the big deficit.
The ability to manufacture runs so crucial. As immense hit here and there this season, but as they showed in the first, the ability to just get runners around when they reach is going to be huge. Skaronski swings and glides it up the middle, fielded there by Marino, flipped to second. The throw to first is not in time. Cantiliano couldn't turn 2. It'll be a fielder's choice, retiring the lead runner Wesley at second base.
Yeah, just not quite hit hard enough from Skaronski. Put it right up the middle, but Skaronski using that speed. beating it down the line, avoiding a double play.
That's something we've seen often in these first few games, is Big Train runners going hard out of the box on ground balls, beating out double plays. Those are the base runners that prove huge.
That's the sign of good coaching.
When you're down 3 after a big inning, rolling into a twin killing is the last thing you want to do, and Skoronsky did well to avoid it. Here's Parker Corbin. He took the first pitch low for a ball. Pickoff at first is not in time. Skoronsky dives back and doesn't even draw a tag.
Corbin has struggled so far this year, 0 for 9. Struck out 3 times yesterday.
Trying to have a get-right game as the designated hitter. He takes a strike on the outer half here. Fully kitted out on the upper body today. Has the arm sleeve, the batting gloves, the helmet with the Bluetooth piece, face protector, and sunglasses on in the box. And the sunglasses help him watch that pitch outside for a ball. It's still a sunny day here in Gaithersburg. There were some clouds near first pitch. Another pickoff at first, not in time. But they've mostly been burned off. And the threat of rain hopefully will hold until later. Not too much later. We want to get in our home game tomorrow. Swing and a miss by Corbin.
Yeah, home game tomorrow, 10 a.m. matinee from Shirley Povich Field. Big Train will conclude their road trip here today. Their only 3-game road trip of the entire season.
Getting back home to celebrate Homer's birthday. So if you haven't picked up your tickets yet, be sure to do so. It'll be a great time at Shirley Povich Field, as always. Corbin takes to load up the count. The payoff coming from Cole Williams, set at the letters. Checks the runner and delivers. Swing and a foul pop. Keep this at-bat rolling.
Good job from Corbin, really good at bat. He has worked a couple of walks in his season, 2 walks, 2 hit by pitches. Still looking for that first hit, but showing he knows how to put together a good at bat despite the early results.
And the results are so early, it's the process that matters. And guys like Corbin, a lot of them have shown good process, working some walks, making some long at-bats like this one. And Corbin does take ball 4, kicks away from McNally behind the plate. Skoronsky rounds second, but will stay put there. 2 free passes in the inning, and there's runners at first and second.
Yeah, really good at bat by Corbin. As I said, continuing to work pitches, fouls one off, and then takes ball 4 on a curveball he read all the way.
Here's Dylan Murphy, the other half of the catching tandem Big Train have used so far with Jacob Hawk. He grounds it towards first base, fielded there by Rudisil. He'll go over and kick the bag for out number 2.
Yeah, only one play there for Rudisil at first. And although Murphy does not get on, he now puts 2 runners in scoring position. If Brett Ott can put one into the outfield, Big Train will be back within a run.
Brett Ott looking for his 2nd hit of the season. Received the day off yesterday, now is back out in left field and hitting 9th. Sacramento State get away, and Parker Corbin out there at 2nd. First pitch from Williams is way high, in and out of the glove of McNally, but doesn't get anywhere. And both runners stay where they are.
Even with the shallow backstop here, even if the ball gets all the way to the backstop, it's not a guaranteed run. The way that this field is set up, it's only 4 or 5 steps for whichever catcher's behind home plate to track that ball down.
That was in there, blocked well by McNally. And I also haven't seen a ball hit off that padding yet, so I'm not sure how far the typical bounce back is. When we were at Olney the other day, there was stuff that would send balls thrown hard enough all the way back out to the pitcher. Williams goes low again. Framed up nicely by McNally, but does not get the call.
3-0 count. Ott, I'm sure, has the red light here. See if he can turn the lineup over and load the bases.
He takes ball 4, a hit by pitch, and 2 walks, and now the bases are loaded for Alex Peltier.
Peltier hit by pitch back in the first inning. Now he's going to have a chance to do some damage. Still looking for his first hit. Obviously, only the 2nd game, but chance to get Big Train right back in this ballgame.
And what a time it would be for it. Peltier was part of a youth movement at East Carolina this year, one of a few freshmen to play. He fouls it off his foot at the plate.
Now batting for the big train, center fielder.
Started 43 games for East Carolina. 211 average, 592 OPS, pair of home runs.
The Pirates had a very nice season, and in large part because of the young players like Peltier. 3 of their qualified hitters were freshmen, and 4 of their overall players were qualified. That's lined into center field, a base hit for Peltier. 1 run's going to score. Corbin coming around, the throw will be cut off. 2-run single for Alex Peltier, his first knock as a big train.
A really good piece of hitting from Alex Peltier. Just gets a fastball at the letters, drives it right back up the middle. And just like that, we talked about Big Train has to take it 1 at-bat at a time, 1 out at a time. They're now within a run.
And taking advantage of free passes issued by Cole Williams, just working counts, wearing hit by pitches as Wesley did before he was erased by the fielder's choice. And then the big swing by Peltier makes it a 1-run game once again. Here's Brennan Wright. He was leading the team in average coming into this game at 385.
Yeah, right. 3 for 4 day on Thursday. Has a hit in all 3 ball games.
He swings over that nice breaking ball from Williams. Sharp curveball dove into the dirt away from the barrel of the Meridian Community College product and future South Alabama Jaguar. Wright pats the bat on the shoulder, stares out towards Williams, and takes a pitch high.
Yeah, good job by Wright. Late twitch. Looked like he wanted to offer at it, but saw the fastball up above the letters and laid off.
Wright spits, stares, runner takes off, and he fouls it away into the Gaithersburg dugout.
Brett Ott moving from second to third on that pitch, trying to swipe a bag and set up a pass ball to score or potentially a hit and run and give himself a head start.
It was a great jump by Ott, and I like the getting the runner moving there with the contact skill of Brennan Wright in the 2-strike count. He swings and foul tips it into the mid of McNally, who holds on as the Giants limit the damage to just 2. 2 runs on 1 hit for Big Train. They trail by 1 going into the bottom of the second.
Leading off the bottom of the second for the Giants, center fielder number
Eliav
8,
Brooks
Jaden
Rubin
Brown.
with you. Gibson Hurt is our producer engineer. I'm Jackson Corcoran here on the Big Train Baseball Network. It's the bottom of the second, but it's starting the same as the first after the Giants batted around their first time coming to the plate.
Jaden Brown doubled in the first. Now gets his second crack at Russell Peterson.
And Brown stands up there in a menacing straight up and down stance. Looks full of power potential, and he whips the bat around but gets nothing but air.
And he does have that power potential. It's not just potential. A double, a triple, and a homer already in this season. An extra base hit in each of the 3 games he's played, and 6 hits overall in 9 at-bats.
And I mark him down alongside Josh Skoronsky with a guy who just looks violent at the plate. A big swing, a lot of bat speed, and hit the ball hard. He takes a pitch low here. Evens up the count.
The way he starts, too, he's very close together. The elbows are hugging each other, and then just an uncorking of his body with a big step forward.
Pitch from Peterson is fouled towards the right side. He's got 2 strikes on the Giants' leadoff hitter. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. 4 straight strikeouts for Russell Peterson. How about the bounce back from this young man?
And that slider, I think the slider is the key here. The first couple at-bats, he wasn't locating, and that left his fastball as the only viable pitch, and the hitters were all over it. Since he's figured out that grip, he's gotten a lot of swings and miss on that pitch, and he's able to set up that fastball.
I think he's throwing with more intent. The first few were just kind of popping out of his hand. These look like fastballs until they dive off, like that one did. It induces a weak foul from Danny Orr, who singled last time he faced Peterson.
Yeah, Orr, UMBC product, 38 starts, hit .307 with an 880 OPS, so really successful season.
Wave and a miss. Peterson really settling into this ball game after 4 leadoff knocks to start the game, 3 of them very well hit. He's got 4 strikeouts in a row since then, nearly made it 5 or just stays alive. Swinging a pop fly on the infield. Racing toward it is Logan Panette. He calls off everybody and makes the grab in foul territory.
Now batting for the Giants, number 31.
Once again, it's Homer's birthday bash at Shirley Povich Field tomorrow. If you haven't already, be sure to pick up your tickets at bigtrain.org/tickets. That's bigtrain.org/tickets. Here's Brady Ruiz-Weiss. He was part of the hit parade in the first inning. Singled into right field. He tries to lay down a bunt and misses.
Again, that tight slider is just throwing these Giants hitters off their game. It's almost like they're not picking it up at all out of the hand. Just the way they're swinging at it, the way he offered that bunt.
And Murphy has been calling it early and often after the fastball got hit around in the first. Another slider gets grounded towards John Martinez, who throws sidearm high, and the runner is safe at first, was blocked out a little by the umpire. Couldn't see if Wesley came off the bag or if Ruiz-Weiss just beat the throw.
He did just beat it out. Martinez, little lackadaisical. This grass on the infield is exceptionally long, so the ball is not rolling very hard. These infielders have to charge. That time, Martinez waited back on it, and by the time he got the throw off, it just wasn't in time.
Yeah, he came up and threw quickly, but didn't get to the ball as quick as he would have liked to. And that brings up Magnus Krieger.
Krieger sporting an all-pink bat.
And sporting a name, sounds like it would be given to Arnold Schwarzenegger in a movie. Peterson's pitch induces a big wave and a miss from Krieger.
Krieger talking to himself as he takes a lap around catcher Dylan Murphy and the home plate umpire. Resets himself.
Krieger with some blonde hair flowing out of the back of his helmet. He watches another breaking ball in there. We've talked about that slider. I like how much Murphy is calling for it because of how much they've looked off bounds. He's gone slider primary pretty much after those forced 4 batters.
And it's been so successful. He has 4 strikeouts already, induced a lot of soft contact.
Swing and a miss. Another K for Russell Peterson, who keeps it a 1-run game. How about him coming all the way back? We'll go to the top of the third, 4-3 Gaithersburg. Big Train put up 2 runs in the top of the second, eking their way back into this game. In the meaty middle of the visiting lineup is up now. Martinez, Panette, and Wesley looking to keep the good times rolling after a rough first. The 2 half innings since then have looked much better.
Martinez sac fly in the first inning.
Hard ground ball on the third base line, scoots past the diving Orr and into the corner. Rounding first and heading for second, Martinez. He's going to pull up there with a leadoff double.
That is the first extra base hit for the Big Train since Logan Ponnett's game-tying grand slam back on opening day, all the way back on Wednesday. So Big Train have been manufacturing runs via singles, walks, hit by pitches, stolen bases. Finally tapping into that power a little bit.
And John Martinez was on the ground, but he got a lot of it. That's his second double of the year. I believe the only Big Train hitter to have multiple extra base hits. Here's Logan Panette. He grounded out the first time up, and he takes a breaking ball, first strike 1. 4 for 15 on the season with the team's only home run.
One of just 5 in the entire league so far this year.
That's grounded towards third and foul. This park, with its odd dimensions, doesn't play to anyone who has pull power, but if you square up a ball to center field, it's got a great chance of going. Things that would be lazy fly balls in many ballparks will sail well over the short 350-foot wall in straightaway center field. Cole Williams drops in a breaking ball. It's fouled off again by Panette.
His breaking ball is a little different than Russell Peterson's. This one, more of a curveball, has a little more action to it, popping out of the hand a little bit, but he's getting a lot of soft contact over the top of it as well.
He's spotting it really well. He's been hammering the bottom of the zone with that breaking pitch, and Big Train hitters haven't been able to square it up. Panette spreads out the stance with 2 strikes and takes the ball low. Few white cotton ball clouds dot a clear blue sky here in Gaithersburg. There's woods spattered around this field with some more ball fields behind center and right. Fly ball into center towards Brown. He'll close the glove on it. Martinez tagging at second. The throw goes to third. It's on target. The tag, not in time. They just missed Martinez on the tag. Great slide by the shortstop.
And third baseman Danny Orr was so certain that he got the out there that he put the tag down and just tossed the ball over to second base as if to throw it around. Then he looked back at the umpire and his jaw was agape. He was stunned, and to be honest, I think he might have a case. That ball certainly beat Martinez to the bag. The only question, whether the tag got down.
Martinez did find the corner of the bag with his slide. It was a good slide. The throw was also a good one from Brown, right on target. I mean, that's pretty textbook from the center fielder. Brown gets behind the ball, catches with a step into it, and delivers a strike over to Orr at third. But the Giants don't get the call, and now Martinez 90 feet away.
We have a quick pause here as the base came dislodged, the third base bag. So we're readjusting it, and it'll be Matt Wesley who will have first dibs at an RBI.
Wesley was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, continuing a long trend of him finding a way to get on base. He's reached on an error 3 times this season. He's been hit by a pitch once and has walked 6 times.
And those 6 walks came in the first 2 games, 3 in each game. Last season, he played with Big Train. He appeared in 27 games. He only walked 9 times the whole year. So his approach has completely shifted from a year ago. That's the sign of a more mature hitter, a veteran guy who's now played a couple years in college, doesn't have a ton of appearances at Virginia Tech, but a guy who has been around the block and understands what he has to do to get on base and help his team win.
Wesley helped his team win last night, scored the go-ahead run, coming around on a passed ball in the 5th inning. Now can drive in the tying run with just 1 out. John Martinez at third. The corners are in infield Middle infield playing about halfway. Hard hopper towards the shortstop Marino, who fields on the backhand, retires Wesley, but John Martinez reads it well and is able to scamper home and knot this ball game at 4.
Yeah, hard hit ball by Wesley, just right at shortstop Aiden Marino. Ends up being lucky that that ball didn't have a little more carry, or it would have been caught in the air. It short hopped right in the glove of Marino, who gave a look to John Martinez, but elected to go across the diamond.
But Wesley gets the job done. Drives in the runner at third with less than 2 outs. That's hit off the cap by Skaronski towards Marino again, who throws in the run. It's picked at first, but not in time. Skaronski beats it out, and it's an infield knock that extends the inning.
Marino shifted all the way over, more or less behind second base against the lefty Skaronski, and he hit, like you said, a number kind of right to the shortstop position, but Marino a long range and wasn't able to track it down in time.
Nearly a very nice play by the Gaithersburg shortstop, but the speedy Skaronski makes it a single on the stat book and brings up Parker Corbin, who takes the first pitch for a strike.
Corbin walked and scored last inning, part of that 2-run rally.
The Terp fiddles with his hands on the bat, steps back into the batter's box. Drawing a throw over at first is Skaronski. He dives back in head first. He's been drawing a lot of attention over there at first from Cole Williams. Williams induces a foul ball back to the screen from Corbin.
Corbin just showing that bat-to-ball skills. We saw it in the first at-bat, fouled a couple pitches off to work his walk. This time getting a bat on a pretty hot fastball out of the hand of Williams.
Williams ahead in the count, looking to put away Corbin. That's a fly ball center field. Brown going back towards the track, twisting, turning. He makes the catch 3 steps in front of the wall. And the Big Train tied the game at 4 apiece after a double from Martinez, an RBI groundout from Wesley, 4-4 after 2.5. Russell Peterson returns to the rubber to face Nicholson, Rudisil, and McNally. We were talking between innings, Ilyav. We really like seeing this guy back out here for a third inning of work and maybe more.
Yeah, tough start to the game, obviously, for Peterson. Gave up hits to the first 4 batters he faced, but since then has settled down and struck out 5 and retired, including the errors, 9 of the last 10 batters he's faced.
Ground ball softly towards third base. Panette comes up with it, throws to first. Wesley makes the stretch. 1 pitch, 1 out for Peterson.
Panette all the way on the infield cut line. That ball wasn't hit very hard, but he kind of had to stab at it, but came up with plenty of time. And we've seen shaky throws from a couple of Big Train infielders. That one wasn't perfectly on the mark, but within reach of Matt Wesley.
Bryce Rudisil reached on an error That brought in a run back in the first. He guides that one down the right field line. It's going to drop and skip towards the wall. It'll be picked off by Skaronski, who throws it into second to keep Rudisil at first.
Now batting for the Giants, catcher
Really
number
nice
45,
defensive
Ethan
play
McNally.
by Josh Skaronski to get over and cut that ball off. And we saw the arm he has yesterday when he gunned down a runner at the plate from right field to end a potential T-Bolts rally that capped them at their only run of the game in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Yeah, that throw by Skaronski, one of the biggest plays of that game. I think it's a entirely different ball game if you don't get that throw from the right fielder. McNally takes ball one from Peterson.
Yeah, the way the game played out, when 2-1 lead for Big Train after the fifth inning, that they were able to protect that lead. It's a completely different game if it's a tie game going forward.
Runner edges off first. He'll stay put as McNally is now ahead 2-0.
McNally was the first strikeout victim of Peterson all the way back in the first.
Start of his renaissance in this game. That's a foul ball off the shin guard of the Giants catcher. Dylan Murphy behind the plate, hopping up to get that foul ball. He's wearing the old style two-piece catcher's mask with the sort of backwards cap helmet and the face mask. That pitch is a strike from the right-hander Peterson. We're all square at 2 apiece.
And another tight slider from Peterson. That one stayed up in the zone, but McNally just watched it go by.
Peterson's 2-2 is just low. Murphy likes the pitch, but it was out of the zone. But that's a great chase spot right in the hole of a lot of hitters' swings.
Now full count. Peterson's got to attack.
Runner at first bluffed a move and will stay put as that fastball is high and inside. Ball 4 to McNally, the first walk of the afternoon for Russell Peterson.
And Big Train doing a much better job in the last game plus, stretching into this one of limiting walks. This one comes in a little bit of a pressured situation. Yesterday they did walk 6 batters, although that number is well down from their first 2 games, but none of them were in real big spots, and none of them ended up being costly.
Here's Mike Contigliano, the left-handed hitter. He grounds it towards first base, fielded by Wesley. Wesley goes to second. Martinez back to first. Double play. Twin Killings ends the Gaithersburg rally before it really gets started. 3-6-3. And after no runs, 1 hit, one runner left on, Eliav Brooks-Rube is going to tell you about the middle innings when we return.
Back for the middle innings. Big Train come to the plate for the 4th time. They have scored in each of their first 3 innings.
Leading off the top of the 4th.
It'll
for the Big
be
Train, the catcher.
Dylan Murphy to get
Dylan
first
Murphy.
dibs in the 4th, grounded out to first base back in the 2nd inning. Cole Williams still on the bump for the Giants. His first pitch is lined sharply right at the second baseman and gets by. The Giants' second baseman, Mike Contigliano, took a weird hop over his glove, and that'll be a single for Dylan Murphy.
And just fine barrels and good things happen. That ball hit not a great spot right at Cantiliano, but he hit it hard. It took a hop that Cantiliano couldn't deal with, and that's a single for Murphy.
To the plate, walked back in the second inning. 0 for 4 on Thursday with the strikeout, did not play yesterday. Murphy on first base, one of the few big train runners, probably not a threat to steal. Ott grounds the first pitch to the right side, and that gets through for a base hit. Murphy rounding first to third, and he will dive in safely. So Big Train, 2 pitches, 2 hits, and they are threatening.
And I love that base running from Dylan Murphy. He's breaking hard off first base, and as soon as that ball scoots by Cantiliano, he is thinking third, never a thought of hesitation. The throw from Nicholson was a strong one, but a bit high, and the guy who might not be a threat to steal still did a great job getting first to third.
Yeah, there's always skill to good base running, even when you don't necessarily have the speed to steal a bag. Big Train runners at the corners, no outs. Flip the lineup over to Alex Peltier, who takes ball 1 outside. Williams maybe afraid to put it in the zone after giving up 2 hits to start the 4th.
Yeah, this is the first game that Big Train have really looked good in the first few innings at the plate. They've usually rounded into form.
Runner takes off. Ott headed for second. A pump fake from the catcher, and Ott will have a stolen base. Ethan McNally electing not to throw with the runner on third a threat. So double play now not in order, and Peltier will have 2 guys in scoring position with nobody out. Williams' 2-0 pitch is fouled away to the right side.
But in the first 3 innings of the opening 3 games, there was a total of 2 hits for Bethesda. And today in the first 3, they had 3 hits, 4 runs.
And already 2 hits here in the 4th. Peltier waits the 2-1. He grounds it to third, not sharply hit, takes a bounce off the lip and a weird throw from third baseman Danny Orr. It looked like he couldn't get it out of his glove, and it'll be a hit for Alex Peltier.
It looked like he came out of the glove with like a change-up grip or something, because it just popped out of his hand and never had a chance of getting Peltier at first.
We'll see whether that is scored a hit or an error, but certainly Peltier and scored a hit. So Peltier picks up an RBI single, and a meeting on the mound for the Gaithersburg Giants with action in the bullpen.
But put the ball in play and good things happen. 3 ground balls to start the inning, and one way or the other, all 3 Big Train players have ended up at first base.
Yeah, it hasn't been necessarily the most routine of singles. One hopping right over the glove of Cantiliano at second, one getting caught in the webbing of Danny Orr at third, but regardless of how it happens, Big Train on the board for the 4th straight inning, and finally the bats are starting to really come to life here.
Yeah, and I like what you just said there. For the 4th straight inning, they're getting on the board. It's 1, it's 2, it's 1 more, but every inning they're making a little something happen, and they've just found a way to score today, which after they left 27 runners on in the first 2 games is fantastic to see.
Yeah, doing a job with guys on base, which they really didn't do in their first 2 season opening losses. Brennan Wright at the plate, and Peltier takes off for second. The throw will be cut off by shortstop Aiden Marino, and so Peltier will have a second stolen base. Big Train running wild here in the 4th.
And it looks like Peltier just needed 1 game to get comfortable, because he's reached base all 3 times he's stepped up. 3 RBI and a stolen base now.
Yeah, after an 0 for 4 day in the leadoff spot yesterday, he is right back in the mix. Brendan Wright now 2 in scoring position. He sees an off-speed pitch drop in for a strike. Count evens at 1. Wright 0 for 1, sack bunt in the first, struck out in the second to end the threat. 1-1 count to the lefty. Ball low. Wright manning Keystone today, as he has done for most of this season. 2-1 is taken for another ball, that one low and in.
I love the approach of Brennan Wright. I really like watching this guy hit. I mean, you can see why he was a team captain at Meridian, one of their top hitters. Just waits for his pitch and has the bat to ball to drive it if he gets down in the count.
3-1 to right. Bounced to second, handled by Cantiliano, but a run will score. So an RBI ground out for Brennan Wright, and Big Train takes the lead to 6-4.
Once again, just putting the ball in play. The infield was in there, but Wright pulled it enough towards the 3-4 hole that Cantiliano had no chance to make the play at home.
Big Train, a 2-run lead after jumping out to a 1-0 lead, fell behind 4-1. As jumped by Jaden Brown, but deep enough to score. Peltier from third, a sac fly for John Martinez, his second sac fly of the game.
They loaded the bases with no outs, and all of them have scored. That's what you want more than anything if you're a coach, if you're a hitting team. They've just made it happen this inning.
Ponnett steps to the plate. Base is now clear. 3 runs have crossed the plate. Takes ball 1 high.
But if you look back through these first few games, there are 2 times where the Big Train left the bases loaded, not this inning.
Ponnett fouls one off and count even at 1. We talked about 27 left on in the first 2 games. Today, so far, just 3 runners left on base, and yesterday, just 4. 1-1 to Ponnett is lifted high in the air to left field, going back on it, and that will be out of here. Logan Ponnett, his second home run of the season, and Big Train is piling on. It's 8-4.
And boy, he got on that, and he had to. With that deep fence out there and straightaway left, Ponnett just hops on a hanging breaking ball and hammers it for his second home run, the only player in the league with multiple bombs.
Logan Ponnett is tapping into that power. Did not play a single game for the University of North Carolina at Charlotte this season, but he is a mainstay in this lineup. So Matt Wesley steps to the plate.
And this guy started at the 9 hole on opening day and has deservedly now moved himself in the cleanup spot. We may see them there for a while.
Wesley takes a strike, the count even 1-1 after seeing a ball high to open his at-bat. And you said it, Ponnett, he now has hits in all 4 games. He's got 2 home runs, including a game-tying grand slam. He's doing whatever he needs to stay in this lineup. Wesley takes the 1-1 for a strike at the knees. And Williams is 1 pitch away from getting out of his nightmare inning. 1-2 is a swing and a miss from Matt Wesley. That'll do it for the top half of the 4th, but not before Big Train doubles up. They lead 8-4. Now the Gaithersburg Giants step to the plate, bottom of the 4th. Now they're the ones playing from behind. Russell Peterson out for his 4th inning of work. So he's really settled down after that first inning where he allowed the first 4 runners to reach. All of them scored since then. No runs have crossed the plate. Peterson will face the 9-hitter, Aiden Marino, to start off the bottom of the 4th. And serves up a slider for strike 1.
Comebacks are contagious, and I think this all starts with Russell Peterson. I don't think the Big Train are back in this game if Peterson doesn't come back out and pitch the way he does.
Peterson has experience going deep into games. His 0-1 is popped into foul territory, playable. See if anyone can get there. It'll drop harmlessly into the grass. Peterson started 11 games for Whitman College. 9 of them, he went 6 or more innings. In 6 of them, he went 7 or more innings. So despite his rough start, he has experience bouncing back, working deep into games, and understanding that a baseball game, especially for a pitcher, is more than just about 1 inning.
Yeah, he's a horse, and he's shown the starter's mentality today. So what, 4 runs? I've got to get my team in a position to win anyways, and he has thrown 2 excellent innings since then and is up 0-2 on the first batter in this one.
The 0-2 from Peterson is a swing and a miss. Strikes out Aiden Marino for the first out of the 4th.
And that is 6 Ks for Peterson, continuing a trend that started yesterday. 15 punch-outs for Big Train pitching in yesterday's game, and already 6 through 3 1/3.
Yeah, the swing and the miss stuff, and it's kind of the flip side of the coin of, on offense, not leaving guys on the pitching side, being able to strike out guys and not allow runners to advance. As Jaden Brown steps to the plate, and he hits one hard off of Peterson's foot, and that'll trickle through the right side for a single. Hopefully Peterson is okay. He's grabbing at that right ankle.
Now batting for the Giants.
Yeah, that came back up the box hard off the bat of Brown. We talked about that big swing the center fielder has, and hopefully it caught more shoe than ankle. And Peterson's good to keep going. He flashes a thumbs up to Craig Lopez as he comes out to chat with him.
Lopez out to talk. Pitching coach in his first season at Big Train, spent 10 years as the pitching coach for the Baltimore Redbirds, a former team in the Cal Ripken League, no longer members. So Peterson in conversation with his coach and the umpire. We'll see whether he gets to throw a warm-up pitch or two to see how his foot's doing. Umpire cleaning off home. Coaching staff is robust for the Big Train. Obviously, Sal Colangelo, his 18th season as head coach, but the assistants run 6 deep.
Yeah, I mean, this organization has it all put together, and that's how you win as many titles as this team has.
Peterson fires the first pitch to Danny Orr. Good to go. And it is a ball, but he is back on the mound and feeling healthy enough. A 1-0 to Orr. He's grounded hard but foul on the third baseline.
And that's a break. Orr, a really good hitter, had a very nice season with the Terriers this year, UMBC. Hit over 300 with 7 home runs.
I hate to correct you, but on yesterday's broadcast, I bragged about knowing every Division I mascot in UMBC is the Golden Retrievers.
Oh, dang it.
I have to tell Quincy about this one. Ott fakes the steal, doesn't take off, and Peterson's fastball is in for a strike.
Somebody up there is the Terriers. I know
Boston University.
Boston, okay. I think the BC, BU, UMBC.
It all gets confusing.
Yeah.
1-2 count from Peterson is a slider down in the dirt for ball 2.
At least it was a dog, though.
You
Wasn't
got the
too
dog.
far off.
No, you're on the right track. And ordinarily, I would never correct you, but the mascots was something I was talking about yesterday. I had to show off the knowledge. 2-2 is high. So Danny Orr works a full count, and Russell Peterson in a lick of trouble, but still with the chance to earn his 7th punch out of the game. Full count, 1 out. Jaden Brown at first, Danny Orr at the plate. Brown is moving with the pitch, which is fouled up, but in play, and it'll be handled by Dylan Murphy right at the backstop.
And Brown's lucky that went as high as it did, but good job by Murphy popping up and dealing with the short fence here. Confident enough to get close to that fence and make the grab. You'll see some catchers kind of just trying to lean in and avoid running in, but he knows the field well.
And also a plus is how high that ball was hit. He had time to look at the fence, make sure he wasn't about to run into it, and make the grab. Peterson checks on Brown after he was moving on the last pitch.
I think it's a good sign of when you've got a hitter off balance is when you're getting the foul out, and he's gotten Orr, a very good 2-hitter, to foul out twice in a row now.
Brown moving again. This ball is flown into left field, playable for Brett Ott. He's backtracking, and he makes the grab. So that'll do it for the home half of the fourth. Russell Peterson still locked in. We go to the fifth, 8-4 Big Train. New arm on the mound for the Gaithersburg Giants. First year, Ray Huke out of Columbia closed the book on Cole Williams. 4 innings, 7 hits, 8 runs, 7 of them earned. Pair of strikeouts to go with 2 walks. Josh Skoronsky steps to the plate for the 3rd time today. He's got a single and a fielder's choice with a run scored. Huke's first offering, it runs inside on Skoronsky for ball 1.
There's a bit more zip on Huke's fastball than his counterpart Williams. See if the Big Train lineup is able to adjust quickly.
Huke working exclusively from the stretch. Holds his glove letter height. Big leg kick and ball 2 high again. So the tall Josh Skoronsky, the left-handed 6'5" bat, redshirt freshman at Winthrop, had a really nice season. We'll see a 1-1 run inside on him again. Last year, played for Big Train, appeared in 22 games, hit .255, reached base at a .405 clip. 3 doubles, 3 homers. Struck out 14 times, walked 14 times. The 3-0 is inside and a 4-pitch walk to Skoronsky to start off Ray Huke's day.
Now batting for the Big Train, number 13.
Get on base. That's the key to the game of baseball. And the Bethesda Big Train have done that today. 6 hits, now 3 walks.
Pair of guys hit by
Pair
a
of guys
pitch.
hit, reached on an air. They're finding ways.
And more importantly, they are driving guys in when they're on base, which you could not say about the first 2 games. First pitch to Corbin is a ball high. I mean, in the first game, to be fair, they did score 11 runs, but they also stranded 13 on base.
Yeah, today the ratio is 8-3, which is incredible.
1-0 to Corbin is outside, so 6 pitches and 6 balls for Ray Huke.
And obviously some of the ability to drive runs in has come from extra base hits. You know, you have double by Martinez, home run by Panette, but mostly it's been just getting sac flies, putting the ball in play, hitting a ground ball with a runner at third, pushing them across. That's how you win baseball games.
Yeah, 4 runs scored by the Big Train on outs. 2 sac flies, a 4-3, ground out to second RBI, and then the E5, which technically wasn't an out, but goes in as an out in the scorebook, was also an RBI. The 2-0 from Hugh after a temporary pitcher's mound meeting, and he finally finds the strike zone for first strike.
Looks like some words of wisdom from Marino and McNally out there on the mound.
Hugh comes set. Skoronsky off first. Big secondary. Corbin takes a hack and fouls it back.
That was an odd jump from Skoronsky. He looked like he was taking a big second and then he took off late.
Possibly just reading the swing of Corbin and trying to get a jump. So 2-2 now. Hugh shakes off McNally. Now has a pitch he likes. Kicks and deals, and a swing and a miss from Parker. Corbin for the first out of the inning.
Rare you see a mound visit work out as well as that one did. Was down 2-0 with thrown 6 straight balls. Marino, the shortstop, and McNally, the catcher, come out and talk to him, and then he blows away Corbin with 3 nice pitches.
Here's Murphy, who started the rally in the fourth, the 4-run inning. The first pitch single. Skoronsky off with the pitch, and the pitch is in the dirt. He will have a stolen base, no throw.
And with Murphy at the dish, he plays alongside his brother at Florida Atlantic University. His brother is Tyler. He's the younger brother of the two, Dylan, but he considers himself the Big Murph, according to FAU's media guide.
The 1-0 to Murphy is outside. So 2-0, runner in scoring position now. RBI opportunity. And Big Train, not to go under the radar here, already has 4 stolen bases in 5 innings. So despite the extra base hits, the power coming back, they're still wreaking havoc on the bases like they did yesterday. 2-0 to Murphy is lined sharply into center field. Brown ranging over, and he will make the grab. Slips a little, but no tag from Skoronsky.
Yeah, it's a tough one to read if you're Skoronsky at second base because it hits hard. It's into the gap. Maybe at a lot of parks, given the shallow fence, the center fielder might be deep enough that might get down. So Skoronsky sort of shuffled off second and headed back towards the bag when he saw Brown tracking it down, but no chance to tag.
Skoronsky remains at second. Brett Ott, who singled and scored in the fourth, steps to the plate. He's been on both times today, a single and a walk. Hugh takes a look at Skoronsky and now comes home. Ott showed bunt and pulled it back for ball 1.
I love bunting for a hit, and Ott and Brendan Wright have shown a propensity and a willingness to do that. And if we're able to consistently lay it down and you have speed down the first base line, I'm all for it.
1-0 to Ott. No bunt this time. Takes a strike.
Yeah, with the 2 outs, first pitch, I think it's a great idea with the element of surprise. Unfortunately, Ott just didn't get a pitch to bunt, and now Orr's cutting it off, playing on the cutout.
1-1 from Hugh is a big swing and a miss from Brett Ott. He was swinging for the fences at 350 feet. Hugh 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. Started the inning with 6 consecutive balls. The result of that, the walk, stands on second base in Skoronsky. The 1-2 is flown into left center field. Deep near the wall is Brown, and he will run it down. Jaden Brown is making every play out there in center. So Big Train, for the first time today, puts a 0 on the board. They still lead 8-4. We go to the second half of this ball game.
Off the bottom of the fifth for the Giants. Number 36.
Peterson's
Magnus
day
Krieger.
is done. 4 innings pitched, 4 runs allowed, all of them earned, all of them coming in the first. 3 straight shutout innings. After that, Connor Lehman makes his first appearance in relief for Big Train. First just arrived from the University of Alabama, where he appeared in 9 games. Got 13 outs, gave up a 14.54 ERA, struck out 4 batters. His first pitch is a ball high to, I believe, to Magnus Krieger. Second pitch is in for a strike.
The perils of small sample size mean that Lehman's stats look a little worse than they really were. He made 6 scoreless appearances out of his 9 outings, just ran into trouble in a few of them.
1-1 to Krieger is high. Krieger RBI double in the first, part of the chain of 4 batters who all recorded hits to start off the ball game for Gaithersburg. Struck out in the second. 2-1 is popped sky high and foul, and it'll fly out of play.
I'm also going to be partial to the native of Indian Mound, Tennessee, because it says he's a Cardinals fan.
And as you mentioned in this past half inning, your hometown Cardinals picked up a win today.
2 wins over the Dodgers. Big Train win will be a great baseball day for me.
The 2-2 from Lehman is a curveball, slow bender that falls for ball 3.
And it might have crossed up Murphy just a little bit. I think he was setting up a bit more outside than he got that pitch. It was a really good spot from Lehman just outside of the zone. But Murphy wasn't able to corral it, maybe frame it up.
So full count to lead off the bottom of the 5th. And a check swing. Did he go? He did not. Ball 4. Magnus Krieger works a leadoff walk to start the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting for the Giants, number 10.
And Russell
Joey
Peterson, a big
Nicholson.
part of his ability to bounce back in this game was that he only walked 1 batter in his 4 innings of work, pounded the zone. And once they stopped being able to sit on the fastball like they were the first 4 batters, he really got it going. So I'd like to see Lehman work back in here.
Lehman, a tall lefty, blows a fastball by Joey Nicholson. Fastball's got some heat to it. Definitely more than Peterson, who was off speed, was his dynamite today. Lehman, powerful fastball for strike 2.
Yeah, there are a few guys, Bellis, now Lehman, Adatui, that I'd really like to get on our Shirley Povich TrackMan. I want to see what their stuff looks like by the numbers because it looks electric in person.
0-2 from Lehman. His fastball fouled back. Nicholson was very late on that one. Nicholson, 57 appearances for Gaston College, hit .385 with 15 home runs, so plenty of power in the bat of the right fielder for the Gaithersburg Giants. So far this season, 1 for 9, had a pinch hit, sac fly yesterday. 0-2, another fastball, this time misses low.
You know, going back to Peterson, he has the longest appearance by any Bethesda pitcher so far this year, and who would have thought that watching his first 4 batters?
And even the first 6, he did get 2 ground balls, but errors were made on both, and not to his discredit, but first 6 batters reached as Lehman finally goes to the off-speed, but misses low. And it felt like a short inning. There was a pitcher working in the bullpen in the bottom of the first inning. Peterson, though, able to work all the way through 4, put up 3 zeros after the first inning. The 2-2 is a high fastball. So the count runs full for the second consecutive batter, this time Nicholson battling back from down.
I like the spots that Lehman's going out of the zone. That pitch right above the hands of Nicholson, where you want to go with a fastball and a 2-strike count. But now you have to come back in.
3-2, and it's a pickoff move that gets Wesley pretzeling to catch that ball. No tag applied.
Big Train Southpaws have been very willing to use the lefty pickoff move so far this year.
Full count from Lehman, and a fastball runs high, and he's walked the first 2.
Now batting for the Giants, first baseman number 50, Bryce Rudisill.
So after Peterson only walked 1 in the first 4 innings, Connor Lehman has come on and walked the first 2 he's seen. And Bryce Rudisill, who has an RBI, reached on an error, and then a single in the 3rd, will step to the plate. Lehman, the advantage of the lefty-on-lefty matchup here. His first pitch is a strike on the inside corner.
Hopefully Lehman feels a bit more comfortable facing the lefty. That's where he was used very often with Bama as a short stint lefty get and out guy.
The 0-1 from Lehman. Another fastball runs high, so he is hammering that fastball. He's thrown almost all of his pitches today have been fastballs. He's missing high when he does miss. 1-1 from Lehman. Is popped foul. Out of play, so it'll be a 1-2 count, and Lehman, for the third consecutive batter, will have an advantage and 2 strikes.
It just has to be able to start putting guys away. The first 2 he nibbled a bit, and they were able to work walks on him. I'd like to see him just bore a fastball down the middle.
Lehman's 1-2. Fastball misses low. He's trying to use that fastball as a put away pitch, and maybe you want to see him break out an off speed pitch. We've only seen a couple so far. See if he can induce a swing and miss, because it seems like he's trying to overthrow that fastball for strike 3, and he's missed a couple times. His 2-2, another fastball fouled hard to the first base side.
But now you're perfectly set up for the off speed, because Rudisil is actually way ahead of that, chomping it towards the on deck circle. So go off speed low here and get him off his stride.
Especially with the lefty-lefty matchup, the advantage of that breaking ball running away from Rudisil. And he does throw it, and it gets away from Dylan Murphy. Well off the plate. Runners will each advance 90 feet. And that'll open up a base for the third consecutive full count.
You just have to throw your best stuff somewhere near the middle of the plate and trust your ability against Rudisil's.
Connor Lehman with the count full. Gets a swing and a miss. A high fastball, and Rudisil chase. He tipped it into the mid. Lehman gets a big first out.
Yeah, he needed that. Just aimed at the number on the jersey that's just above the belt there. Threw it right there and swinging under it. Rudisil never had a chance.
Now Ethan McNally, the backstop. Yesterday made his first appearance in a Giants uniform, went 1 for 1. First appearance, I should say, this season. He was a member of the 2024 Gaithersburg Giants. He takes strike 1. So yesterday went 1 for 1 in a pinch hit opportunity, earning his first start of the season today. He's struck out and walked. Yet to put a ball in play. Trying to change that here with 2 runners in scoring position and 1 out. Ball in play should score a run. The 0-1 is fouled back. Again, a fastball. Lehman ahead 0-2.
Yeah, Lehman has been getting ahead, even if he has gotten behind later in counts. That's something that Coach Sal Colangelo and staff really preach. First pitch strikes, and then turning those first pitch strikes into advantage counts.
Advantage count for Lehman here. 0-2. Fastball popped into right field. Very playable for Skaronski, who makes the catch. He's got a rocket arm. We'll see if he uses it. The throw to the plate is not in time. A hair late, and Magnus Krieger comes around to score. Over to third is Nicholson. Gaithersburg, for the first time since the first inning, gets on the board. It's 8-5.
That's a good job by McNally again. Just sending a ball out towards right. Skaronski, a really good throw, just about a foot or 2 up the line, but a good bit of base running by Krieger to just beat it out.
Lehman's first pitch to Mike Cantiliano is a strike. Cantiliano looking for his first hit on the young season, 0 for 9 so far this year. 5 strikeouts and grounded into an inning-ending double play back in the third. Ball 1, low and away.
And Lehman appears to be one of those pitchers, it's really just a matter of preference, who goes back to his full windup when there's a runner just at third or second and third bases loaded. That's where he is right now.
1-1, runs in. A 2-1 count, and his full windup is kind of a hybrid. It almost looks like he's going from the stretch, but then he takes a step back that indicates he is working from the windup. Gets a strike from the windup, a swing and a miss from Cantiliano on a high fastball.
Yeah, Lehman does have a really hoppy fastball. Looks like he spins it really well, and when he's located at the top of the zone, he's gotten swings and misses.
2-2 is fouled back, just a piece of it for Cantiliano to avoid his second strikeout of the day and 6th of the season.
You mentioned it earlier, but when he gets 2 strikes, I think he is overthrowing it a bit because I think Murphy wants him to go back to that same spot high above the zone. He kind of pulled it down towards the outer half, and Cantiliano was able to stay alive.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Lehman's fastball is grounded to third and through the glove of Logan Ponnet. That should be an error. A run will come in to score. And Gaithersburg within 2.
Now batting for the Giants,
That's a
number 1, Aiden
tough
Marino.
break for Big Train. Just off the end of the bat and then hits the lip and scoots under the glove of the third baseman Panett.
See whether it is scored an error or a hit. It was a tough play. It was not hit very hard. But regardless, a run will score. We'll give you the ruling when we get it. In the meantime, Aiden Marino to the plate, runner on first. Still 2 away. And he sees a first pitch strike.
Officially, it is a hit. That's what they flashed on the board.
So Marcus, RBI single for Cantiliano. That'll make the run earned for Lehman. Marino fouls one to the right side. So again, an 0-2 count, which Lehman has had 3 0-2 counts now in his first 5 batters. 3 of them have reached 2 via the walk and then the infield single from Cantiliano to drive in a run. 0-2 runs in on Marino. Marino twice a strikeout victim. Trying to avoid the hat trick here in the bottom of the 5th and keep the Gaithersburg rally going. Lehman wearing 44 on the back, throws the 0-2, finally spins a curveball, this time in the dirt.
The breaking ball has just been out of the zone for him. I think that's why he stuck with the fastball so much. He doesn't seem to have fantastic feel for it because he hasn't been able to draw a swing on an off-speed or breaking ball yet.
2-2 to Marino is outside, and count runs full.
Credit to the Giants, though, because Lehman has thrown his fastball in swing positions, swing locations around the zone, and they've laid it off for the most part.
Cantiliano will get a head start from first. The full count 2-out pitch is in the dirt, skips way high away from Murphy and off the netting. Cantiliano content at second. The third walk of the inning issued
For the Giants, center fielder number
by
8, Jaden
Lehman,
Brown.
and there are 2 on again for the dangerous Jaden Brown, who has a pair of hits.
And Lehman does have the platoon advantage here, but it's against a hitter who is fiery hot to start his Cal Ripken League campaign.
Jaden Brown 7-for-11 this season, has a trio of extra base hits, 1 of each variety. And with 2 guys on, an extra base hit may tie the game. First pitch is a fastball high, and Brown swings through it.
And he's been able to get the fastball up in the zone. Giants hitters have looked helpless. It's when he's back to a 3-2 count down in the count, he leaves it down.
0-1 from Lehman. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. That looked low, but a delayed strike call from the home plate umpire gives Lehman yet another 0-2 count.
Yeah, big pitch to put away Brown here.
See what he goes to. 0-2. He throws the fastball, and Brown just flares it into left field. That'll be a base hit. Rounding third and coming home to score is Cantiliano, all the way to third, and now trying to score himself is Marino. He will. It's a 2 RBI double, and Jaden Brown ties the game with his second extra base hit of the contest.
Now batting for the Giants, number 18.
Yeah, it's a fantastic piece of hitting by Brown. You said it, just flares it out there, stuck the bat out, caught enough barrel to float it into left, and then when it landed, it took a nasty hop on Brett Ott out there. He was trying to come in, cut it off, and offer a throw home, but then it skipped by him. He had to go back and get it, and that allowed both runners to score.
So this game, which has been back and forth, is now knotted at 8 once again. Pitching coach Craig Lopez out to discuss things with Lehman, who has conceded 4 runs in his lone inning of work.
There's an arm warming in the Big Train bullpen. We can't see who it is from our angle here, but it looks like Lehman will get the chance to keep the game tied.
He will face Danny Orr, who has a single and a pair of infield foul ball pop-ups. One to catcher Dylan Murphy and one to first baseman Matt Wesley. So Connor Lehman in his first appearance in a Big Train uniform, has allowed 4 runs to cross the plate. Looking to get out of the 5th inning with the game tied at 8. His first pitch to Orr is well high above the head of Danny Orr for ball 1. Orr has had trouble hitting the ball hard today. His 1 hit stayed on the infield. His 2 other at-bats, both pop-outs in foul ground. He does see another ball low, so 2-0 count to Danny Orr.
The Big Train continued to struggle with the big inning. For the 4th time already this season, the Big Train have allowed 4 runs in 1 inning.
Lehman behind in the count 2-0. Fastball runs high again. So well in the hole here, 3-0 to Lehman. Base is open after the Jaden Brown game-tying double. Danny Orr sees a 3-0 right down Broadway for strike 1.
Maybe having to work back and really just pound the zone will help out Lehman here because he struggled to find the put-away pitch when getting ahead.
3-1 from Lehman. Is lined sharply into right field, a base hit. Brown will round for home. The throw comes in. It is not in time. Jaden Brown slides in safely, and Danny Orr has given Gaithersburg a 9-8 lead.
Now batting for the Giants, left fielder number 31, Brady Ruiz.
Jaden Brown flashing some speed there. My goodness, because that's a good throw from Skaronski, and he was coming in hard on it all the way, and it was hard hit out towards right field. Thought there might be a closer play at the plate than there was.
For the 2nd time today, the Gaithersburg Giants have batted around. Brady Ruiz-Weiss will step to the plate for the 9th batter of the inning for the Giants, and he'll swing through a pitch for strike 1. Ruiz-Weiss flew out to left field, to end the 4th inning, now getting a chance in the 5th. He sees an off-speed pitch that runs just inside for ball 1.
I've seen Lehman go to the changeup, it looks like, a couple times against lefties. Don't often see, especially lefties, go with the same-sided changeup.
1-1 pitch is in for strike 2. That time a breaking ball from Connor Lehman. And he will be ahead of Ruiz-Weiss.
That was one of the tightest breaking pitches we've seen from Lehman so far. See if he goes back to the well.
1-2 from Lehman. Check swing, and he went around. Strike 3. Murphy fires to first to end the threat, but not before Gaithersburg puts up a 5 spot. They take a 9-8 lead in what has been an eventful game so far in Gaithersburg. Big Train trailing once again. Work to do here in the 6th inning. It'll be the top of the lineup. Alex Peltier will bat for the 4th time. After a 5-run bottom of the 5th, Gaithersburg taking advantage from some command issues from Connor Lehman, able to stack runs. Peltier for the 4th time today. He will face Ray Huke out for his 2nd inning of work and takes ball 1 bouncing in front of the plate. Peltier,
Now batting for the big
1
train,
for 2 today.
number 1,
2 RBI single, a hit by pitch, 2 stolen bases, reached on an error. Actually, 3 RBI, because he picked up an RBI on that error, and 2 runs scored. So a very effective day at the plate for Peltier. 1-0, big swing and a miss, evens the count.
You have to credit Ray Huke here. He looked like he was really fighting it. His first 6 pitches all out of the zone, most of them well out of the zone. Then he's retired 3 in a row and got ahead of Peltier on the first pitch.
1-1 to Peltier. Another off-speed pitch in the dirt. That's back-to-back sliders from Ray Huke that have bounced in front of home plate. Non-competitive pitches. And Peltier re-velcroing his batting gloves before stepping in to see the 2-1. Huke still working out of the stretch. Sees a fastball at the knees, but for a ball. Just a bit outside.
I wonder if the hitters can pick up this cue, because Huke really slows down and slightly drops his arm angle when he goes to the slider. The fastball's a bit more over the top and really quick.
3-1. Fastball bounced slowly towards third. Danny Orr will pick it up. Soft throw, not in time. And we've seen Orr make a couple of pretty soft throws from third base.
Now batting for the big
Peltier
train,
beats
second
out an
baseman, number
infield
27,
single
Brandon Wright.
to start off the 6th.
And again, it looked like he just kind of had trouble getting it out. I don't think he's getting the grip cleanly from glove to hand.
Whatever the case, it does result in a leadoff single for Peltier, which brings Brennan Wright to the plate. The only batter in this big train lineup who has yet to reach base. Does have an RBI on a ground out to second and a sac bunt, but 0 for 2. Peltier, big lead off first. Brennan Wright sees a fastball at the knees for strike 1.
He's hitting second in this inning here, but Wright has been really good when starting off innings. 3 for 5 as a leadoff hitter in an inning this year. The most hits among any player on this team in those spots.
Wright takes a ball high. Counts 1-1. Wright, a hit in each of the first 3 games. 1 for 5 with an RBI and a stolen base on Wednesday. 3 for 4 on Thursday, and picked up a single in yesterday's win over the T-Bolts. 1-1 pitch. Peltier takes off. A hit and run was on, and Wright fouls it away.
When you're trailing by 1, got a contact hit at the plate, speedy guy at first. I love the hit and run call, and if Wright's able to keep that one fair, I think Sal Colangelo looks like a genius. As it is, he might elect to run it again. See if he does.
Yeah, Ray Huke comes to the plate with a high leg kick. Certainly room to run. Peltier staying put, and Wright gets a bat on it to stay alive. Brendan Wright, in his regular season at Meridian Community College, appeared in 53 games, only struck out 13 times.
You can see whenever he gets the 2 strikes, he just expands his plate so much, but doesn't sacrifice a lot of contact quality. His miss hits are going foul. They're not soft ground balls going fair.
1-2. Peltier running. Ball's outside. The throw is late, and Peltier will have a stolen base, his 3rd of the game. He is all over the base paths.
Yeah, how about this young fella running wild today, reaching 4 times in 3 different fashions, and then swiping bags.
Peltier stole 9 bases across 62 games for East Carolina, already 3 in just 1 game for the big train. The 2-2 is in there. Strike 3 called. Brennan Wright will sit down.
Now batting for the
First
big
out
train,
of the inning
shortstop, number 12,
for Ray
John
Huke.
Martinez.
Froze Wright with a fastball. Looked like he was expecting off speed. That pitch was not on the corner, certainly on the meteor part of the zone, but Wright not looking for the fastball and froze up. John Martinez to the plate. He's got a double and a pair of sac flies. Runner in scoring position, and ball 1 is in the dirt. A good job by McNally to block it.
And you have to smother it like McNally did. He kept it in the glove on the block. If it kicks away at all, Peltier's going to start marauding towards third, like the pirate he is.
Mascot joke right there. 1-0 to Martinez is fouled over the right side. John Martinez, another guy in this Big Train lineup with speed. I feel like we've talked a lot about the speed up and down the lineup. He stole a base in each of the first 2 games. Pickoff move to second. Little spin move from Hugh. Peltier dives back safely.
But as a ball club, 8 stolen bases before this game. And obviously you have the 3 from Peltier, and then another from Brett Ott, another from Skoronski, 5 in total in this afternoon's game.
Just the 6th inning. Martinez takes a strike at the belt. It's 1-2 count. A Big Train establishing an identity as a ball club. A lot of stolen bases, a lot of havoc created on the base paths, bunts laid down. Only a few extra base hits, but they are scoring runs, at least today. Ball too high on an off-speed pitch that didn't really break. As we've talked about extensively, 8 runs, just 3 left on base today. Big Train doing a much better job of scoring the guys that are out there. 2-2 to Martinez, runs wide. And it'll be a full count. 4 left on base.
And team-wide, you've seen takes like the one Martinez just offered. That pitch is right where a pitcher like Hugh wants. It's a slider that breaks all the way across the zone and just outside, but Martinez never even thought about it.
Full count from Hugh to Martinez is popped up right side, tailing towards the foul line, and it will drop in foul territory. Both Nicholson in right and Rodicil over at first had a play on it, but dropped right in between them. John Martinez has DH'd yesterday at short for the 3rd time today, has hit right in the meat of this Big Train order in all 4 ball games. You will see a full count pitch with 1 out. The runner on second base is Peltier. He lines it up the middle, a base hit. Peltier will score easily. John Martinez, an RBI single, and this game is tied once again, this time at 9.
And that's a great 2-strike swing from Martinez. Saw it up and just shot the bat out towards it. Hit it hard right back up the box. And again, Peltier just gunning around third on a play that for some other runners might draw a throw. I mean, Brown never even thought about going home.
Yeah, Peltier saw it through immediately. Was rounding third, scored without a throw. So now Logan Ponnet, who homered in the 4-run 4th inning, takes ball 1 high. Ponnet, 2 home runs on the season of his 5 total hits. 1 for 3 today. Chance to do some damage. Give Big Train the lead again with an extra base hit of any sort. 1-0 count. Runner is moving, and Martinez will have a stolen base as the ball gets all the way to the backstop. Because he was moving on the pitch, that will be credited with a stolen base, but would have been a wild pitch either way.
Yeah, ends up there one way or the other, but Ponnet, with his great start to the season, someday soon, if he hasn't already, the 49ers head coach, Charlotte 49ers, is going to say, hey, what's Logan Ponnet up to? And say, holy smokes, how did I not play this kid for a season?
Yeah, did not appear in his first year. 6-foot-tall third baseman. Takes a ball low, and the count is 3-0. Patient at bat from Ponnet, who has yet to walk this season. Three balls and no strikes. Ray Hugh trying to get out of this inning tied. And he issues a walk to Ponnet. And the Big Train will continue their threat with 2 on and 1 out. And we will have a meeting at the mound, perhaps a pitcher's change, as Hugh has struggled to retire batters here in the 6th inning.
And I think you can almost certainly attribute this just to small sample size strangeness. But Ponnet is 0 for 6 against lefties, where he has the platoon advantage. But against righties, he's mashed. He's a total of 5 for 11 with 2 home runs.
Almost certainly a product of lack of at-bats, but certainly interesting. And, you know, as a right-handed hitter growing up, I saw the ball a lot better out of right-handed pitching than I did out of left. Maybe because left-handed pitching is pretty infrequent at the younger levels. It's only until when you get to the college level that you see it at a much higher volume, but I was always a reverse splits guy myself.
I think it really comes into play when you start seeing more devastating breaking balls like you see at this collegiate level, when you're in high school, I mean, the righty breaking balls, the same-sided breaking balls, don't carry, for the most part, the same heft that they do once you play better competition.
That's a great point.
Now batting for the big train, Matthew Wesley.
Matt Wesley steps to the plate. He is reached on a hit by pitch and picked up an RBI and a ground out to short. 2 on and 1 out. Wesley hacking away, fouls it off the netting over the first base dugout. Big swing from Wesley to start this 6th inning, to start his 4th at bat. Hugh remains on the mound, although there is plenty of action in the Gaithersburg bullpen. Hughes 0-1, a big swing and a line drive into left field, another base hit. Martinez will be held at third. The bases will be loaded with just 1 out. As Matthew Wesley picks up his first hit of the afternoon, a smoked line drive into left.
It just jumps all over a breaking ball and does exactly what you're supposed to do with it. When it's in the hand, just kind of steps out a little bit and pulls it over the third baseman's head into left. Nice piece of hitting by the 5-hole first baseman.
So Skoronsky will step to the plate. He's got himself a hit and a walk in this ballgame, along with a run scored and a stolen base. Up and down the lineup, Big Train has had success. Bases are loaded. Skoronsky goes after the first pitch and pops it up on the infield. Infield fly rule is in effect, and a big second out for Ray Hugh and the Giants.
Now batting for the big train.
Yeah, just going fastball hunting there. Got the pitch he wanted to, just missed it. I think just kind of dropped the barrel under the baseball, trying to send it over that 350-foot short porch in center. And now it's up to Parker Corbin to break the deadlock.
And wouldn't this be a great time for Parker Corbin's first hit as a member of the Big Train? He's 0 for 2 today, 0 for 11 on the season. Has 3 walks. Walk would drive a run in. Check swing fouled off. More of an excuse me than anything else. Walked twice and been hit by 2 pitches, all of which would drive in a run, but certainly a base hit here, likely to score 2, would certainly set up nicely for his first one. The 0-1 to Corbin is high.
Coming into this game, Big Train were hitting 122 with runners in scoring position. That's what led to those runner stranding troubles in the first 2 games. They've done a good job at erasing that trend here so far. Can they continue to do so?
1-1 to Corbin, fouled back, and he's on the fastball here from Ray Hugh, just a little under it. So Hugh will have an advantage count, a 1-2 with 2 outs, and a chance to escape this inning with just the 1 run. Big pitch coming from the right-hander. He stands tall. Now he kicks and deals. A check swing did not offer. And the count will run 2-2.
And despite Corbin being hitless, he hasn't looked uncomfortable at the plate. You'll see hitters who are going hitless, and that's just because they're getting blown away. They're getting carved up by breaking balls. That has not been Corbin so far. You're just waiting for the hit.
2-2 to Corbin. Popped foul. We'll do it again.
And you said it earlier in this at-bat, but he's on that fastball. He had that timed. He had the mythical foul straight back that coaches with the world over say, that means you're due to square up the next one.
He's done it twice in this at-bat. Can he put one in play? A lot of room on the right side of the second base bag. 2-2 is outside, and the count will run full to Parker Corbin. A walk scores a run for the Big Train. The score is tied 9-9. It's been an eventful game. Top of the 6th inning. We've gone back and forth. And Parker Corbin trying to give Big Train the lead once again. 3-2 is fouled away. And Parker Corbin will see his 8th pitch of the at-bat.
Yeah, nice long at-bat. I feel like at this point it favors the hitter because he can't afford to put him anywhere. He has to give him at least something good. Has to go with probably a fastball here. I don't think he trusts the breaking ball at this point enough, Hugh, to try and go with anything but the heat in this count.
Payoff pitch is the heat, and it's fouled once again straight back behind home plate. Parker Corbin is just a little under this fastball. If he can get on top of it, he's going to drive one up the middle and likely for a 2 RBI single.
Yeah, but this is the type of at-bat that one way or the other gets you feeling better and better the farther you get into it. You're seeing the ball well, you're just missing it, just waiting for the barrel from Corbin.
The payoff pitch once again is a swing and a miss. Ray Hugh gets out of it. Parker Corbin strikes out for the second time.
Top half of the sixth.
Big Train gets one back, evens the score at 9, but strands 3. We go to the bottom half of the sixth. Bottom of the sixth here in Gaithersburg, Criswell Automotive Field, the home of this contest. Michael Devaney steps to the rubber. He pitched on Wednesday, 1.1 scoreless, allowed a hit, struck out a batter. The freshman out of Tulane will get Magnus Krieger to lead off the bottom half of the sixth.
Yeah, Devaney looked really good in his first outing in Big Train green and black. I mean, came in with the bases loaded, struck out the first batter he faced, then had a relatively clean full inning of work, allowing just that one hit, but filled the zone. His stuff looked good. I'm excited to see him get back there on the rubber.
Devaney, tall and lanky, stands at 6'5", right-handed pitcher out of Chester Springs, Pennsylvania. Lightly used at Tulane. He'll get Magnus Krieger to lead off the home half of the sixth. Fastball outside to start his day for ball 1. Krieger obviously led off the 5-run 5th inning for the Gaithersburg Giants with a walk and a run scored. A 1-0 is low in the dirt. Devaney starts off behind 2-0.
You mentioned he's 6'5". I realized that I made a typo in the research guide that I put together when I saw that Michael Devaney was listed at 5'11". I stood on the mat. I was like, that guy does not look 5'11". I copied someone else's stats into his player page.
2-0 from Devaney is outside. So Devaney, first batter he's faced, he is behind 3-0. Didn't walk anyone on Wednesday. In danger of walking the leadoff hitter, which would be the second straight inning that Krieger has led off Gaithersburg Giants half with a walk. 3-0 count, fastball down the middle. Devaney walked 8 batters across 10.1 innings pitched at Tulane, 13.06 ERA, 8 strikeouts. Behind in the count, 3-1 to Krieger. Comes home, and that ball is smoked into center field, and it is off the wall. Peltier froze, and Krieger will have himself a double.
Now batting for the Giants, number 10, Joey Nicholson.
Yeah, this is right over the head of Peltier. Hard to read because it might look like it's coming right at you, and Peltier didn't realize he had to go back hard until it was too late, and it kicked off the base of the wall.
And Peltier took a step in, which you never want to do when you're unsure about a fly ball. That one, more of a line drive than anything, kicked off the base of the wall. Peltier had to play it, but a leadoff double for Magnus Krieger, who's got 2 doubles in this game. Joey Nicholson, the right fielder, at the plate. Takes ball 1. Gaithersburg a chance to get that run right back and regain the lead in what has been a very back and forth game. We have had 3 lead changes, a couple of ties. 1-0 is high.
The breaking ball just kind of popped out of his hand. You really got to have a good feel of your breaking ball in this league. Players will jump on your fastball. That's all you're offering. Obviously, still early in the outing for Devaney.
Nicholson over 2 today. Reached on an error. Walked once. Takes a ball high. And it's 3-0. Devaney in danger of putting the first 2 batters on. Be the second consecutive inning that has happened. Gaithersburg, 9 runs in 2 innings, 4 in the first, 5 in the 5th. 3-0 count, fastball inside, and Devaney will walk Joey Nicholson.
Now batting for the Giants, first base number
2 on and no out for Bryce Rudisil, the left-handed first baseman. Devaney still looking to settle down, was effective on Wednesday. Second Big Train pitcher to make his second appearance. Owen Stewart came on for a 2-out save in last night's game. Got it in 5 pitches. That ball is looped into short left field. That's going to be a tough play, and it gets down. A flare single. The runner will hold at third, but the bases are loaded and nobody out.
Now batting for the Giants,
Bryce Rudisil, a
45,
softly
Ethan
hit single.
McNally.
That's a tough break for Devaney. He made a nice pitch, spotted up the outside corner, and got soft contact out of Rudisil, but it's going to drop. And now he really has to bear down, and even if he doesn't get out unscathed, limit damage to 1 or 2.
Bases are loaded for Ethan McNally. The bottom of the lineup has been pretty vulnerable for Gaithersburg today. Collectively, just 1 for 7. Strike at the knees of McNally. McNally is 0 for 1. Struck out in the first, walked in the third, and an RBI sac fly in the 5th. The 0-1 to McNally, an off-speed pitch, weird swing, and strike 2.
Yeah, I think he was sitting purely fastball there and really got fooled by that breaking ball. It started at his hip and broke into the zone. That was a nice pitch by Devaney.
So Devaney ahead for the first time today. 0-2 and a lunge, but no swing from McNally.
He's got McNally off kilter with those back-to-back breaking balls. You don't really want to throw a hitter 3 in a row, but when he looks like he did on those last 2, you might try and return to the slider.
But 1-2 to McNally, and he does go back to the slider. Same spot outside. Count evens at 2. Nowhere to put McNally, with the bases loaded with Giants. Bottom half of the 6th inning, 9-9 if you're just joining us. We've gone back and forth in this 4 p.m. start time. And Devaney gets a swing and a miss on strike 3. Big first out for Michael Devaney.
Yeah, got the catcher McNally sequenced up there. Had him off balance with the breaking ball, and I think he was sitting on a 4th straight right there because that swing was really late on the fastball.
Michael Cantiliano steps to the plate. RBI single in the 5-run 5th. Devaney goes to the slider in the righty-lefty matchup, leaves it low. Devaney holds the glove at his face, working from the windup with the bases loaded. Misses wide for ball 2.
We'll say something I'm liking from the game call today for Bethesda pitching is when they see the pitches working, they'll roll with it until it doesn't. There's no point in trying to mix in pitches that haven't been affected. Devaney's seeing this working the slider well right now. They're calling it often.
2-0 is in for strike 1, that time a fastball. And we talked about it with Russell Peterson in the Bethesda starter, who worked the first inning, allowed a bunch of hits on his fastball, then went to the slider and was really effective after the first 4 batters of the game. 2-1 from the tall righty. Swing and a miss from Cantiliano. Devaney has worked back into this count, fell behind 2-0, now even at 2. Strikeout would be big here. Ground ball would set up a potential inning-ending double play. Devaney kicks and deals, fouled away.
Defensive swing from the second baseman Cantiliano, just trying to stay alive here. And that's a good sign as a pitcher when you've got a hitter just fighting to live against you. Hoping for the second straight K from Devaney.
Devaney nods in agreement with his catcher Murphy. Wheels and deals, and it's popped foul. We will see the 7th pitch of the at-bat.
But now you've set up the slider that he's feeling pretty good with. Went fastball out, fastball up. Got 2 straight fouls on it. That one he was timing up a bit better. I think if you go low with the slider here, you might draw a swing and a miss.
2-2 from the tall righty to the smaller lefty, the second baseman, sporting number 2 for the Giants. He kicks and fires, and he throws the slider for strike 3. Big swing and a miss from Cantiliano, who is way out in front. And now Devaney just 1 out away from escaping unharmed.
You know, I said Murphy calling the pitches early, but I believe they're coming by an earpiece to him from the pitching coach Lopez. But either way, no matter who they're coming from, the sequencing that we've seen in this inning, I've really liked after Devaney got into some trouble. Big out here now.
Devaney will take on the 9-hitter, Aiden Marino. A walk and 2 strikeouts today. First pitch is fouled away. Marino laid on a fastball.
But watching Devaney on the mound, from my perspective, he looks the same facial expressions, movements, routine on the mound as he does with the bases loaded as he did when he was starting the inning. Just cool up there.
Devaney, after a first pitch strike, offers again, and a slider just misses. Maybe outside. Hard to tell from our angle. That looks pretty good to us.
Yeah, it is one of those where to us it looks like it's right down the middle. Maybe it is outside, but I think if you're a pitcher either way, that's a pitcher's pitch. That's one you want in the bag from the umpire.
1-1 to Marino. Check swing didn't offer. Hitters count now for Marino at 2-1. If you're Devaney, not only do you need this out to not allow a run, but you really do not want to see Jaden Brown with 2 doubles and a single on deck. 2-1 from Devaney. Fouled away. Fastball beating Marino to the spot. And he has 1 strike away from striking out the side and from escaping with no damage.
Yeah, this bottom half, or bottom third, I should say, of the Gaithersburg lineup has struggled. The Bethesda pitching has really taken advantage of the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Can Devaney finish off this inning?
2-2 from Devaney. Bounces at the plate. Runner breaks for home. We will have a play, and he will be safe. Magnus Krieger scoring. Now Nicholson coming around to score. Heads up base running from the Gaithersburg Giants, and 2 runs score on a wild pitch that hit off the umpire. Didn't even leave the dirt circle, but a really heads up running. And just like that, what could have been a tie game, Gaithersburg now has a 2-run lead.
Yeah, that's great work by Nicholson. Rounded third hard. Saw the throw from Murphy get away from Devaney, who was trying to slap down the tag before he caught it. 2 runs scoring on a play like that is a real momentum swing.
A worst case scenario slider from Devaney. Rudisil up to second. The full count pitch. Marino popped up on the infield. Playable for Wesley, who secures the final out of the inning, but not before a wild pitch scores 2 Gaithersburg runs. They lead 11-9. We go to the late innings. Jackson will take over on the controls.
Number 9, Dylan Murphy.
A tough break pushes 2 runs across for the Gaithersburg Giants, and now they lead 11-9. The big train will have to come back once again from a deficit. Dylan Murphy leading things off here in the top of the 7th. Jackson Corcoran with you alongside Eliav Brooks Rubin with Gibson Hurt on the bells and whistles.
You have a lot of different ways to talk about our producer. I've had, knobs and dials, the controls.
At the controls now for the Gaithersburg Giants is Aiden Carey taking to the mound to replace Ray Hugh, who goes 2 innings, gives up 3 hits, a run, 2 walks, and he struck out 3. Carey, sophomore from George Washington.
Worked an inning on Wednesday in the loss to Southern Maryland, allowed 2 earned runs.
Hails from McLean, Virginia, and he's down 2 balls, no strikes to the FAU product, Dylan Murphy. Murphy takes another ball inside, and Carey gives a cock of the head as that ball is thrown back to him. I think he wanted that call.
Dylan Murphy single and a run today.
And he takes a fastball down the middle for strike 1. But after seeing the first 3 pitches out of the zone from a new pitcher, I think it's an auto red light for just about any hitter. Carey comes set at the belt, close stance up there on the mound, and he throws ball 4.
Good start for the big train, who yet again find themselves in a deficit. They have been clawing back these last few innings, which are going down 9-8. They went down 4-1, and knotted it at 4, took an 8-4 lead in the 4th, and went down 9-8, tied it at 9, and just like that, they're down 11-9. So we've been back and forth. A lot of resilience by both teams, and we'll see who's got the upper hand.
Yeah, runs in all but 1 of their offensive innings. Bethesda. Brett Ott takes ball 1, 6 pitches, 5 balls from Aiden Carey.
And despite the runs in 5 of 6 frames, they still trail because they have not been able to limit the big inning. The Giants 4-run first, 5-run 5th, and then 2 scoring on the wild pitch in the 6th.
Swinging a line drive, base hit into right field by Ott. Hopped on the breaking ball, and it's 1st and 2nd, nobody out.
Another good start to an inning from Bethesda.
Now batting for the big
They've
train, center fielder
led off
Alex
the majority of their innings, actually every single inning the leadoff hitter has reached, all 6. This is the 3rd time that the first 2 batters of an inning have reached.
And that's how you score in 4 straight innings to start the game, 5 of 6 overall. You get things started. And here is Alex Peltier, one of the last guys Gaithersburg pitching wants to see. He has been seeing the ball really well today.
Yeah, Peltier 2 for 3, pair of singles, 3 RBI. He's scored 3 times. He reached on an error the only time that he was out, quote unquote, and has 3 stolen bases. Has wreaked havoc on the base paths.
Corners are in as Peltier squares and can't get the bunt down. It's fouled back to the fence. I was just about to say, would be shocked not to see a bunt here. I mean, this is the prime position for it. You've got your tying run at first, nobody out. Runners at 1st and 2nd.
I will say, though, it is worth noting that Peltier has swung the bat better than anyone else in the lineup. And not that this is an ideal situation for it, but with the way he swung the bat, you may want to consider just letting him take hacks.
Middle infield halfway, corners way in as the bunt kicks off the cutout and straight back towards the pitcher Carey, who throws over to first. Nice stretch there by Cantiliano to avoid the onrushing Peltier. So 1-4 goes the sacrifice put out. The runners each move up 90 feet.
A really good job. That took a very odd hop. I think that may have hit off home plate, actually. The cut of home plate, the front line, and that bounced all the way out to the pitcher's mound. It looked like it was not going to go very far at all. But regardless of how it happened, Big Train gets their 2nd straight bunt down. And now Gaithersburg manager out to maybe ask whether that should count as a foul ball, which it does not.
Yeah, with that odd hop, I initially thought it might have hit Peltier, but I think you're right. I think it was home plate. And now here's Brennan Wright. 0 for 3 with a sac bunt today and a big chance to tie this game. He takes strike 1 perfectly located from Carey on the outer half.
Yeah, Wright, a pair of strikeouts today. Paramount that he doesn't swing and miss in this at-bat on strike 3. You have to get at least 1 run across.
He swings and chops it towards second base. Cantiliano Fields looks over at third and throws to retire Brennan Wright. He does get one run in. RBI ground out, the second of those on the day for Wright.
Both of them bouncers to the second baseman. And now John Martinez, the other guy in this lineup who's really swung a hot bat, 2 for 2, has RBIs in his other 2 at-bats and sac flies. And with a runner on third, a chance to tie this game.
That's a one-run ball game. 3-hole hitter at the plate. Good situation for Bethesda as Carey pours it in for strike 1. They shade Martinez to pull in the outfield, straight up on the infield. A sun peeking out from a slightly gray cloud here in Gaithersburg. That ball is low.
It's cooled out as the afternoon has worn on. Today, the only day game is here in Gaithersburg. All 3 of the other Cal Ripken League contests set to start at 7 p.m.
That pitch gets by Martinez. Breaking ball gets him swinging. I would tell you this game starting early to reduce the turnaround time for your Bethesda Big Train, who are seeing a first pitch bright and early at 10 a.m. tomorrow at home. Pitch outside, ball 2. With that promotion, I believe the idea of President Founder Bruce Adams to be able to have families bring their kids out to the ballpark. There's, weekday day game or night games that start at 7 o'clock. At 10 a.m. Sunday game, perfect time to bring the kids out as that ground ball goes towards the left side, fielded by Ott. He comes up and throws, goes 5-3 with the putout. Bethesda gets 1 run, but still trails by 1 as we head to the bottom of the 7th.
1 run back.
The top of the lineup is due up for the Gaithersburg Giants, who lead by 1 run here in the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to the Big Train Baseball Network live from Gaithersburg, Maryland. Michael DeVinny pitching against Jaden Brown, Danny Orr, and Brady Ruiz-Weiss. These 3 hitters have combined to go 7 for 12 in today's game, scoring 4 runs and driving in 4. Brown waves at the first pitch from DeVinny, strike 1.
Big first pitch to get ahead of Jaden Brown, who has just torn the cover off the ball. 3 for 4, pair of doubles, and an RBI.
The 0-1 pitch to him is fouled back, and DeVinny way ahead 0-2. A heartbreaking 6th inning for DeVinny and the Big Train. He loaded up the bases with no outs, got back-to-back huge strikeouts, was down to the final strike of the inning against Aiden Marino, bounced a slider, it scooted away from Murphy, and 2 runs scored. That's poked into right field by Brown, and another hit for perhaps the league's hottest hitter.
Perhaps the league's best hitter. I mean, 4 hits today, 9 on the season, and he hasn't played in all 3 games. He's only started. This is only his 3rd start out of 4. He's now, I believe, 9 for 13 this season.
Yeah, he just looks like he's seen the ball well. He's gotten hits every type of way. The last 2, he just kind of stuck the bat out with 2 strikes and found enough to drop it down. He's slugged a double to the wall. That first pitch to Danny Orr is fouled back. Orr has singled twice and fouled out twice.
Orr came into the day 4 for 9, 2 doubles on the season. Added 2 more hits to that total.
Brown bluffs a move towards second. Devaney delivers home and gets a called strike on Orr. Orr cocks the bat out in his bare hands out towards the pitcher Devaney. Odd stance for him, and he takes a ball up and away.
I'll tell you what, you can tell who his inspiration is, and it's Gary Sheffield. The way he holds that bat, the way he's wiggling it around, a lot of tight wiggles until that pitch comes in.
Swing and a miss. Devaney fooled him, and how. The check swing, they call that a sword. Strikeout number 3 on the afternoon for Michael Devaney.
Really good pitch from Devaney. Just an off-speed ball and wasn't able to hold up that swing. He looked a little silly walking back to the dugout.
And it brings up Brady Ruiz-Weiss, ensconced into the 3-hole. He pops it up over the third base bag. Panette drifts into foul territory and makes the catch on the back pedal. 2 quick outs after the leadoff hit, and it brings up Magnus Krieger.
Krieger has started off each of the last 2 innings by reaching base and scoring both times. Initiating the rally, came around to score, was the first of 2 guys to score on the catastrophic wild pitch in the bottom of the 7th.
He punished a fastball from Devaney last inning, drove it off the base of the wall over the head of Peltier. Let's see what the approach of the two-lane righty is against Krieger here. His first pitch is a fastball high.
Yeah, that double back in the 6th may have been the hardest hit ball of the day for either team. Ball scalded, got to the wall about 3 seconds flat.
Pickoff attempt over at first base. Brown dives back in. Brown hasn't tried to take off yet from a center fielder who's tracked down everything we've seen out there. We'll see if he does go later in this at-bat. Check swing in there anyways.
He did have one pitch where he did try to take off and the ball was fouled away back in the 4th inning.
Krieger struck out back in the 2nd against Russell Peterson and scored the other 3 times. Here goes Brown. That pitch scoots away from Murphy. And like you mentioned earlier, it's one of those situations where he was already taken off, so it'll be a stolen base for Brown, but would have reached second nonetheless.
Also possible that the running nature of that play distracted Murphy trying to come up throwing instead of just catching the ball. That ball may have gotten away because Brown was on the move.
2-1 count to Krieger. Cleanup hitter who's hitting the ball well today. He swings and misses over a fastball. Got a bit over-eager.
That ball was never really a strike. Kind of came from that high release point from Devaney and was tunneling down the whole way, but Krieger saw the ball, his eyes lit up, he swung right over top.
I think it's one of those situations where he was sitting fastball, got a fastball, and was going to swing no matter where it was, even though it was below the zone. The 2-2 swing and a foul.
That time, he was on the fastball just a little late. Devaney up in the zone. Might be time to go to the off-speed here. Krieger clearly sitting on that fastball. Had success against it last time up against Devaney. They want to switch it up here.
Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Hits Krieger in the back, and that's almost a break because Brown was taking off towards third, so he'll have to return. It'll be first and second for Joey Nicholson.
And that's the first hit batsman we've seen in the last 2 games for Big Train, who hit 10 batters in the first 2 contests, hit nobody yesterday, and made it to the 7th inning before hitting someone here today. With 2 on and 2 out, Benny facing traffic once again. He's going to need to bear down and get this final out, keep this score a 1-run deficit.
The slider just backed up on him and makes him face Joey Nicholson. Still 2 outs in the inning. He winds and fires and delivers a breaking ball below the strike zone.
Pretty good pitch from Devaney. Came back to that slider, trying to find the feel for it, and just missed a little low.
Nicholson holds the bat high above his head, Cocked back towards the visitors' dugout on the third base line. He slugs that one to deep left field. Going back on his Ott. He's camped at the track, and he makes the catch. The Giants strand 2 runners, no runs, 1 hit, and 2 left on. Will go to the top of the 8th with Bethesda chasing 1. Two innings left in this exciting baseball game that's taking place in Gaithersburg, Maryland today. Your Bethesda Big Train trail 11-10, looking to have a better outcome than they did in a high-scoring opening night game against the DC Grays. And trying to help them find that better outcome is Logan Panett, who leads off this inning against Aiden Casey. He takes strike 1 at the knees, rather. Aiden Carey also, not Casey.
And Panett was the reason that game was so close. On opening day, hit a game-tying grand slam to knot it at 11.
That breaking ball just slips out of the hand of Carey and clips the helmet of Panett. So he's going to reach on a hit by pitch. It caught him firmly in the protective gear. So no worries as he heads down to first base, shakes the cobwebs loose, talking to the first base coach. He looks just fine. That'll bring up Matthew Wesley.
Wesley is single in the 6th inning, set up, loaded the bases for the Big Train before Skoronsky popped up to short and Corbin struck out to end the threat.
Wesley sees the first pitch and swings and misses at it. Carey, the third right-hander that the Giants have tossed out there today, and there's another righty warming in the bullpen. But so far this season, the Big Train have hit righties quite well, 263 average against right-handers. That bunt from Wesley goes down the third base line and foul, but they're hitting just 178 against southpaws.
And that's a product of a very lefty-heavy lineup for the Big Train. Many of their hitters, and even more before Peltier arrived, swing from the left side of the plate, and Panett, someone we talked about earlier, has reverse splits from the right side. So put that all together, and you're looking at a lineup that struggles against lefties.
That breaking ball is up and inside. Wesley takes an 0-2 slider for a ball.
Brennan Wright, Josh Skoronsky, Parker Corbin, Brett Ott, they all swing from the left side.
Swing and a drive towards right center field. That's sending Nicholson back. He makes the catch, backpedaling towards the wall. And having to scamper back to first is Panett. The throw comes in way late, but that's a nice grab by Nicholson.
Wesley put a charge into that one, hit it in the gap, just hung up a little too much. And Nicholson, who's shaded towards center field, was able to run that down and make the catch. And you said it, Panett slipped. He looked like he was about to turn around second, saw the catch made and slipped, but able to get back safely to first. A long throw for Nicholson.
Carey now faces Josh Skoronsky. He nods yes to the second sign he gets and delivers it in the dirt. Skoronsky You're just waiting for the big swing from him. He flashed plenty of power throughout his collegiate season. 13 home runs without an extra base hit so far with the big train.
Big lefty stance. You can see the power just coiled in his bat. Just hasn't been able to unload on one yet.
He waggles the bat and takes ball 2 from Carey, who has walked 1 and hit 1 through his inning in the third. George Washington Revolutionary comes set and delivers to Skaronski, who takes strike 1. You saw in that last pitch, McNally, he hasn't always been there, but was down in his one knee down stance and really got below that ball, tugged it back up into the strike zone. Good catching from Ethan McNally. That pitch sails outside, ball 3.
Good at bat from Skaronski, not expanding the zone, understanding that with just 1 out, getting on base here is more valuable than trying to swing for the fences.
Hitters count. He swings hard and fouls it off his ankle guard. Got a little anxious with that pitch and way ahead of it.
Good pitch from Carey, behind in the count, but still able to bury a slider on that back foot. And you said it, Skaronski swinging out of his shoes, just fouls it off the front foot. And now 2-strike count.
Count runs full. Skaronski spreads out the stance. The pitch to him. Swing and a miss. The back pick down to first base. Not in time. But Carey's first strikeout brings up Parker Corbin, who's still trying to get hot this year.
Now batting for the big train, designated hitter
This
number
would be a big
13,
spot for it.
Corbin.
Parker Corbin struck out to end the threat in the 6th. Left the bases loaded. Now a chance to continue this inning. Has rocking the reflective sunglasses at the plate. Designated hitter in the 7th spot for the big train.
Shadows lengthening as we're getting farther into the evening. Squaring for a bunt is Corbin. That goes down the third base line. Throw from McNally. A great play by the catcher. He picked it up and threw as he was falling. It was a strike to Rudisil at first. Corbin trying to surprise with the bunt, but a nice defensive play. Retires the side. There'll be one more swing for Bethesda in this ballgame, and not before the Gaithersburg Giants hit in the bottom of the 8th. We'll be there for that after this. Michael Davini out there on the mound for his 3rd inning of work. He'll face Rudisil, McNally, and Cantiliano for the Giants in baby and navy blue. Giants logo apes the Green Bay Packers or Georgia Bulldogs or Grambling, you'll know, Tigers?
Yes.
Let's go. The G, the wide G with the big inner part of the G, whatever you call it. First pitch to Bryce Rudisil. Finds the zone from Davini. The second one misses. Deviney again loaded up the bases in the 6th, nearly escaped, had a wild pitch, score 2 runs after some nice base running by Joey Nicholson to score from second on a misplay. Left 2 runners on last inning and delivers a slider low here.
Rudisill, pair of hits today already. 2 singles, an RBI.
Rudisill slaps it up the middle, backhanded there by Brennan Wright. He turns, throws, and retires the leadoff hitter. Rudisill on a 4-3 putout.
Now batting for the Giants.
Good job from
number
Brendan
5,
Wright. I
Ethan
believe that's his
McNally.
first opportunity since that error all the way back in the first inning. So hasn't had a lot of work over there. The one he didn't go so well, but able to bounce back, retire the first one.
That's a good point, Elia, because sometimes as an infielder, you're used to getting near constant, attention out there, ground balls, plays to make. And when you have a long time off, it can be tough to get back in the swing. That's hit hard out to left field. It's going to drop fair. Foul.
Hard to tell from our angle. Big pull right in our way. I had a view of the umpire, thankfully, because I didn't see the ball.
See, I couldn't see the umpire, and I was trying to glance over at McNally to see what he did, and he was running hard for a second, then pulled up and heads back to home plate. McNally today is 0 for 2, been retired twice on strikeouts, has walked and completed a sacrifice fly in the 5th. Pitch to him is low. The Bethesda Big Train will return to action tomorrow against the Metro South County Braves. The first pitch of that game will come at 10 a.m. at Shirley Povich Field. This pitch is slapped into right field. 1-out knock for Ethan McNally. Brings up Mike Contigliano.
Good piece of hitting by McNally.
Now batting for
Out
the
ahead of
Giants, number 2,
Devaney's
Michael
first pitch.
Contigliano.
Fouled it just foul down the left field line. This time waited back on the fastball, drives it the other way. Nice clean single for the 7th spot.
Devaney has allowed 4 hits in his 2 1/3 innings so far. Contigliano is 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts and a double play ground out. He takes strike 1 on a nice breaking ball, sharp out of the tall right-hander Devaney's hand.
We've talked about the Big Train's ability to dominate the bottom of the Gaithersburg lineup. McNally picking up just the 2nd hit for the bottom 3 spots in the order, which is a rarity, especially considering the frequency of hits we've had today. 14 in total for the Giants, but just 2 coming from that bottom of the order.
But in that same vein, the top of the Giants order has hit really well. Contigliano fouls back the 3rd pitch of the at-bat. It's now 1-2.
And so to connect those 2 points, we've got 2 batters here, 8 and 9. Important to retire them before you flip the lineup over to the red-hot Jaden Brown and Danny Orr. You don't want them to come up with guys on base, 2 outs, 1-2 outs, and a chance to break this game open.
Devaney's 0-2. Strike 3 call. Drops in the slider. And that is punch out number 4 for the Tulane product.
Really good pitch. That time backdoor to slider. He'd been mostly throwing the slider to right-handed hitters and peppering the outside part of the plate. This time hits the other corner, the outside part of the plate, to a lefty and just freezes Contigliano.
Yeah, the ability to command a slider arm side, it's so difficult, but a really nice pitch from Devaney doing exactly that. Throws pretty much the same pitch, this time to the righty Marino, and freezes him for strike 1. Marino takes a slider again for a strike. Devaney working quicker now, feeling in a good rhythm after that strikeout of Contigliano, and back-to-back strikes looking to Marino. Pitch to the shortstop, runner takes off, check swing, grounded down the 3rd base line, rolls foul.
Good pitch, induced soft contact. If that had stayed fair, it would have been a base hit. It's kind of in no man's land, but Devaney ahead 0-2, got a slider well outside, and all Marino could do to get a bat on it.
And Devaney comes back to the rubber, peers in towards Dylan Murphy for the sign, gives a cursory glance over to McNally at first. heaves out a breath and delivers. Foul ball slashed past the first base coach of the Giants.
Ball's hit on the nose. First base coach had to jump out of the way, gave his hitter a look as if to say, I'm not the one you should be hitting it at.
But I think that means it's fastball time for Deviney here. After throwing him 3 straight sliders, the third one got hit pretty hard. Deviney winds and fires. Fastball outside, ball 1.
You were right on it, Jackson. Couple of sliders. The last one, Marino had timed up, and he went to the fastball. Just missed off the plate, and not a super competitive miss, which is unfortunate because in the zone he maybe gets a swing and miss.
The 1-2 now to Marino. Slider popped up. It's curving, and it's going to go over the Big Train dugout and well foul.
Went back to the slider. That one up at the letters of Marino, who looked a little confused by it, but was able to get a bat on it.
Deviney has already put away 4 Giants in his 2 2/3 innings of work via the strikeout. Searching for the 5th against Marino. Another 2-strike pitch on its way. McNally takes off. The fastball's outside. The throw down to second by Murphy. Hits off the runner and scoots into center field where it's backed up by Peltier. Stolen base for the catcher, Ethan McNally.
Really good jump for McNally. Deviney needs to vary up his timing a little bit, especially right-hander with a big leg kick. Has to get a little more creative with what time he delivers the pitch to the plate.
You don't see a lot of Big Train pitchers that utilize the slide step, especially from the right side. Guys are taking the big leg kicks, and that's allowed a couple stolen bases to be picked up this year. Goes to the leg kick again and gets a swing and a miss from Marino. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 5 on the day for Michael Deviney, and one more chance for the Bethesda Big Train when we return. The Bethesda Big Train have 3 outs left to give. You're listening to the Big Train Baseball Network. It's 11-10 Giants in the top of the 9th. 8-9-1 due up for the visiting Big Train. Murphy, Ott, Peltier trying to extend this ball game.
Murphy to lead off the 8th has a hit and a walk. Ott on deck. He's got 2 hits, and then Peltier 2 hits and a hit by pitch of his own. He's had a productive at-bat every time he stepped to the plate. So in an ideal world, you put 1 or 2 guys on for Peltier. If you get a guy in scoring position, he's already got 3 runs batted in today. That's, I think, the goal here. Get Murphy on. I bet Ott lays down a bunt.
Here is Murphy facing Leo Simpson, the new Giants arm. Struggled at Towson this year and had a rough outing on Wednesday where he just went a third of an inning and walked 3.
Allowed 2 unearned runs. His 1 out was via the strikeout.
That breaking ball pops out of his hand and nearly clips the helmet of Murphy, who ducks under it. Murphy has reached base as the leadoff hitter twice today. That aforementioned single and walk both started innings.
Simpson walked 7 batters and only recorded 2 outs in his 3 appearances at Towson. So
he's got a quick sort of herky-jerky delivery where he short arms from the right side. Comes set at the first base side of the rubber. The 2-1. Fouled back by Murphy.
yeah, fastball is one of the harder ones we've seen today. Has shown control issues both this spring and in his first appearance this summer, but those 2 fastballs in the zone, Murphy watches the first one go and then very late on the second one.
2-2 count. Leo Simpson trying to retire the leadoff hitter. Not just yet. Fastball high. But in every inning of this game, Big Train hitters have led off by reaching base. Dylan Murphy trying to make it 9 for 9 with the payoff pitch heading his way from Simpson. It's fouled off. He checked his swing and sends it into the net to get another pitch.
And he doesn't look super happy. That would have been ball 4 as above the zone. And Murphy coming around early. That's one of the products of throwing hard like Simpson does. He gets swing decisions earlier. That time didn't hold up in time and fouled it away.
Another 3-2 from Simpson. Swinging a ground ball towards the 5-6 hole fielded by Orr. The throw is low. It's dug out of the dirt by Rudisil. And for the first time today, the leadoff batter for the visitors is set down.
And not an auspicious start. Those throws from Orr at third have not come super hard, so Dylan Murphy within half a step of beating it out. But now Big Train down to their final 2 outs, and big spot for Brett Ott. If he can get on, maybe steal a base here and set up Peltier with the chance to drive in game-tying run.
Brett Ott has reached in 3 of his 4 plate appearances with a walk and 2 singles. Also flew out to center fielder Jaden Brown. Simpson set at the belt, kicks. Ott shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a strike. Goodness, that looked across above the letters.
Ott shaking his head. Not super happy about that call, but in a hole now, 0-1. Loses the element of surprise with that bunt shown, so probably swinging away here.
The third baseman Orr moves into the grass, and a breaking ball's in there for a strike.
Another one on the outside corner to the lefty Ott. That time, kind of a backup slider. Snuck its way in.
But Simpson has a hefty, slurvy breaking pitch. See if he goes to it again against Ott here. He does, and Ott able to fight it off.
Good job by Ott to stay alive with 2 strikes, extend his at-bat. That breaking ball, some weird action to it. The way that Simpson throws his pitches with the short arm motion, that ball is kind of popping out and then diving back down. A lot of movement to his breaking pitch.
Another 0-2. Hits Ott. Comes right in on his belt, plunks him, and an 0-2 hit by pitch. Inauspicious for Leo Simpson, and it brings up Alex Peltier, who's swinging a good bat today.
Yeah, that was a mistake from Leo Simpson. Ahead 0-2, Ott a little shaken up as he slowly trots down to first, but now setting up Peltier, the hottest hitter in today's game for the Big Train. 2 hits, a sac bunt, an RBI on an error, and a hit by pitch. And if Brett Ott can shake this off and set himself up to steal a bag, which Big Train has done 6 for 6 today, then they will be just 1 base hit away from tying this ball game.
Yeah, and Ott has one of those thefts. He's a speedy guy, outfielder by trade. His fellow outfielder, today's center fielder, Alex Peltier, trying to move him around up there. The righty stands in and takes a breaking ball for a strike.
Brett Ott going nowhere on that first pitch, and Peltier content to watch strike 1 go by.
Peltier, you said it Partner, he's been productive in every at-bat, or plate appearance, I should say, that he's had today. He grounds that one towards third, or feels it, goes to second. It's low, it's dug out. The throw goes to first, not in time to get Peltier, but they get the lead runner, so now there's two outs and a runner just on first.
Yeah, first time today that Peltier hasn't had a productive at-bat. That throw almost got away from Danny Orr, short-armed it a little to the second baseman, but Cantillano able to pick it out. Now the game is on the bat of Brennan Wright, the only hitter in the Big Train lineup yet to reach base today.
Wright down to his final out, trying to keep a hit streak going. The pickoff over to first is late. Peltier dives head first.
Peltier, 3 of the 6 stolen bases. Would be stunned if he didn't take off on the first pitch, set up right for a game-tying single.
The big righty Simpson kicks and delivers. There does go Peltier. The breaking ball is low. The throw down to second nearly gets into center field. Great backup by Cantillano to keep Peltier at second base.
I'm pretty surprised at the decision by Leo Simpson to throw a breaking ball. You have to understand, Alex Peltier's already stolen 3 bases. A stolen base is a huge spot here to set up just a single to tie the game. Instead of going with that 93, 94 mile an hour fastball, elects to go breaking pitch. Peltier had the bag easily.
He takes off again. It's high. The throw goes down to third base. The tag. He's safe. Gutsy call to have Peltier take off towards third. He slides in under the throw. It wasn't a bad one from McNally, and now he's 90 feet away. A wild pitch, a single, anything from tying this game.
Yeah, really aggressive base running and base calling from the Big Train, and Peltier now 5 stolen bases in this game.
Brennan Wright waggles the bat. The 2-0 outside. Nice snag by McNally to maintain his team's lead.
Brennan Wright, have to imagine the red light here with the hot John Martinez, who's got 2 hits and 2 sac flies of his own today on deck.
The 3-0. Ball 4 taken by Brennan Wright. And here comes John Martinez. The go-ahead run's at first. The tying run is at third. And we'll see a mound visit for the Giants.
And a big at-bat from Brennan Wright. Reaches base for the first time today. Keeps the game alive. And if there's one guy who can compete with Alex Peltier's day at the plate, it's John Martinez. A double, a single, RBI single, 2 sac flies, a stolen base of his own. He's had a productive day, and he is now just needs a single of any kind, infield or outfield, to tie this game. A wild pitch would do the same. See, maybe they use Brennan Wright, steal second base, and try to force Gaithersburg to either retire the third out and risk the run coming home, or allow the winning run to cross all the way to second and get into scoring position.
Yeah, it's an interesting call. I think you have to let Wright go if he takes off towards second. Leaving that tying run at third is just too important to risk the throw down, even if it might end the game. If it's a slower guy, if you have, say, a catcher, a Murphy at first base, and he's taking off, you might do it, but Wright's fast.
Yeah, I got to imagine Wright is taking off on one of these first 2 pitches as well.
He hangs on for now, and John Martinez takes a breaking ball high. He's 5 for 15 so far on the season. 2 of those hits have gone for extra bases. Simpson peers in. Kicks and fires. Strike called. Snatched down from the air by McNally, making it look better than it might have been.
And Martinez looked back and said to the umpire that was up. Did a little motion with his hand as well. So McNally stealing a strike for Simpson, who has shown some command issues here in the 9th.
Here's the pitch. Breaking ball again, another strike. A little lower than the last one, but Martinez still not overjoyed. He's down, and the Big Train are down to their final strike. The pitch to the shortstop. Runner takes off. Swing and a foul.
Good job. That breaking ball had a little more bite to it than the last few. Dropped to the knees. Martinez just able to get his bat on it. Hit it foul. A little late on it to the right side, but staying alive. giving himself another pitch to tie this game.
The 1-2 once again. Curveball outside, right. Comes to a stop in the middle of first and second, trying to draw a throw out of McNally, who won't bite. So Wright ends up on second base. He was trying to get himself in a rundown and allow Peltier to score from third. Smart play by Wright, but McNally won't entertain him.
Yeah, smart play by McNally as well, especially with 2 strikes. Trust your pitcher to get that final strike.
Simpson kicks, throws, curveball high.
That was in the same spot as strike 1, I think. McNally, another good job framing it. But Martinez again lives to see another pitch now. Full count and 2 outs. There is a base open, and the powerful Logan Ponnet on deck.
Second and third, 2 outs. Payoff pitch from Leo Simpson. Ball 4 taken by Martinez, and here's Logan Ponnet a chance to be a hero once again.
Ponnet already a home run in this game. Tied the game in the bottom of the 8th with a grand slam back on Wednesday. Any sort of hit by pitch, walk will tie this game. Second mound visit coming, which means we will have a pitching change. A new arm will be asked to record the final out of this 9th inning for Gaithersburg.
And we'll be back to tell you about this momentous at-bat after this. Evan Seratoni trying to save the day for Gaithersburg. He enters with 2 outs and the bases loaded. And who else would step to the plate in this sort of situation than Logan Ponnet? He hit the grand slam in Game 1 of 2025. It would end up being all for naught, but a hit here has a much greater chance of sending the Big Train home winners. Seratoni had a solid outing back on Thursday, and ending in 2/3 scoreless. And now he's got the most important out of his team's season so far. The first pitch to Ponnet is low.
You said it. Gaithersburg looking for their first win. Big Train looking to pull back to 500. It all rests on the arm of Evan Seratoni and the bat of Logan Ponnet.
Ponnet stands in even stance against Seratoni. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball to Orr. It's fielded. He throws to second. It's on target. And the Big Train once again come up ever so short against the Gaithersburg Giants. The hosts pick up their first win of the year, winning 11-10.
Have a great night, everyone.
A really enjoyable, competitive game from both sides. Unfortunately, Big Train coming out on the wrong end of this one. The inability to prevent the big inning, again, the issue for Big Train. A 4-run first, A 5-run fifth and a 2-run sixth was the scoring for the Giants. On the Big Train side, they scored in 6 of 9 frames, but 4 of those were just a single run, and they could not keep up with the high-powered Giants offense. 11-10 the final. Big Train, we've talked about it, back in action early tomorrow, 10 a.m. matinee at Shirley Povich. Their season-long road trip is over. They ended the road trip 1-3, looking to get back on track against the South County Braves tomorrow.
The winning pitcher in today's game is Ray Huke, the loser, tough luck loser, might have to be said, Michael Deviney. And the save will go to Evan Seratoni. 10 hits, 10 runs, 2 errors committed by Bethesda, 12 left on base, 8 of those coming in the final 4 innings. Gaithersburg, 11 runs on 13 hits, committed 1 error, and they left 10 on the base paths. This game took 2 hours and 58 minutes to be completed. The Big Train dropped to 1-3, while Gaithersburg improves to 1-3. As mentioned, we'll be back here on the Big Train Baseball Network with video this time from Shirley Povich Field tomorrow at 10 a.m. We'll be excited to see you there for that one. But for now, we